We are unmuted. Can you guys check the Discord, not the Discord, the Twitch to see if it sounds okay?
On my phone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Doing it now.
I will check the YouTube, you do the Twitch.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch.
Danke.
Twitch to see if it's on.
And if I do this, did it work?
Ooh. Want me to go back in?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello now.
I'm gonna just mute Discord so I don't hear everything.
So, dunk. Is anyone going to talk? Is this not working? That should be. Guys?
Checks out.
Nice. Did the sound play when I did the swapping thing?
You know, when you said, did it work now? Everything was fine after that.
Yay!
That was on Twitch.
Cool. Right. We're on the thing now then.
YouTube is working. There was a lot of transitions happening.
Was there the sound of the transitions?
Yes.
Nice.
There's a belt.
Huh?
There is a belt.
Oh, you're finally seeing that thing.
Yeah, I think I should just opened up Discord again other than deafening myself. But yeah, Laura, talk about the thing that you're doing.
We're doing a charity thing, and I just realised that I don't have the title screen up on the new version of the OBS, so I'm fixing that first real quick. All the way down at the bottom. Okay, cool, fixed it. Yes, we are doing...
robot noises.
Huh?
You were just doing robot noises.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
You're fine again now.
Okay. We're doing a 24-hour charity live stream for Macmillan Cancer Support. That's pretty much it. We're doing random things of playing video games and...
What date? When does it start?
Saturday at 2 PM. Till Sunday at 2 PM.
The wish.
And... bonk. Oh, that should be... sorted now, I think. There we go. I did the talking. I'm awkward. Whoa.
Well done.
Yay!
So,
Much rejoicing.
last thing we had was everyone walking along at night, getting to their first village on their way to Rosenheim. Is there anything specific anyone wants to look out for on their way?
Well, I want to make a point of all three of us were on horses.
Yes.
Yeah.
We won't
They are
walk them.
trotting to Rosenheim.
Yee. I want to find somewhere nice for us to sleep.
There are plenty of villages dotted along this actual path. It's up to you where you want to stay, but it is likely going to have to be staying at taverns and making sure the rooms are secure, sleeping underneath beds.
But
I'm going to make sure we're not jumped by bandits or any such like on the way. That I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled for that.
How are rooms being rented?
Well, have I got any pay from the glassworks job?
You have, yes.
I'll be using that.
I was going to suggest we all just stay in one room.
That was
Not
also going to be my
again.
suggestion.
To like,
Just like for safety.
it's like I'm giving you gas money.
So everyone hides under a bed or in cupboards. All in one room.
Show your spoon under the bed.
Valens will be hiding in a wardrobe.
Cool.
Okay. So, the time to get there will effectively mean 2 blood points are spent. Are people going to try and hunt on the way there?
What's the dealio in terms of domain? Would we have any idea who kind of owns this bit, or whether it's sort of because it's a remote on the road that it's not really owned per se?
There may be village vampires. But if you can't find a kindred to report to, you can try your luck and not get caught, is kind of the thing. You can always have someone look out while the others feed. You are working together as effectively a small pack.
I think I would maybe ask the question on the night that we wake up, or rather the next night after we wake up in the hotel, ask if anyone's sort of hungry and if we want to replenish or whether we can carry on. I mean, I made preparations that I wouldn't need to, so I'm happy to cover anyone else that might need to feed, though.
Yeah, I think I was in a good spot before we left, so at least initially I'll be all right.
God,
Yeah.
Valen's like unbelievably large tank of blood get filled eventually.
Yeah, Valens is fine, I think.
Whoop.
I think. Maybe.
So that was 2 that we need to knock off there, Rob.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's 2 knocked off, and then any hunting can replenish that. Note that you are currently hunting in what is effectively a village, meaning the base difficulty is 7 for hunting. At the same time, you might also be traveling through forests and the wilderness, meaning difficulty there is 8 or 9.
And assumedly higher for me because of the difficulty and who I need to feed from. Or would it be the same?
Also, I am having messages pop up everywhere on screen, so 1 second as I try and deal with remembering where things are after things have moved.
I've managed to get myself a second screen set up, so I'm really happy. I've got God on one and Evernote on the other.
I'm on 2 screens as well.
Y'all are next level. I'm just on my little
I
MacBook
cannot
Air.
stop my cat. He's like invading my keyboard, so he's like moving further on my keyboard from that photo in the chat.
Oh.
So I'm going to press a button.
Also, I'm going to keep muting myself because I'm eating a sandwich.
Anyways.
That's a lot of typing, Rob.
Yes, right. Sorry, that was Scout. So, what are people doing as they arrive in the first of probably 2 stops for a village? Or
Quick
leave,
question.
get ready to leave.
Are we traveling with Saskia and Noah?
No one found Saskia.
Okay.
No one found Noah.
Cool.
Okay.
Just the 3.
Maybe then that might be something that I might do is like as we're arriving in, like checking to see if they are nearby, if there's any sign that they've. It's like maybe if there's people to ask, like I could ask if they've seen some other travelers before us.
Okay, so for doing this general check, how is it you're convincing people? Just going up to people and asking?
I would, just try to be like friendly, like, you know, there's a man and a woman traveling to Rosenheim. Just wondered if you've seen anyone like that passing through earlier this evening.
1 sec. So, will you please roll me your charisma and your expression?
Yes.
The difficulty is 6.
Success.
Just 1?
Yes.
Oh, one baby
Okay.
died.
You are
Because I
told...
didn't have the dot and expression.
That's fair enough.
Would the difficulty go up then?
Yeah, so I lost 2. Oh, should I have added? I took them off the dice pool instead of adding it onto the difficulty. Should I undo that? And
Difficulty
redo?
goes, yeah. We'll go with it the minute. Yeah, let's just redo that completely.
So I've got 3. It's going to be 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
So sorry.
People are slightly concerned by the stranger, even if you are of above average appearance, which I believe it is only 3, isn't it? Lothar?
Yes, yeah.
You are still a stranger, even if you are a pretty stranger, but that pretty stranger might be here to tempt them to do dark things. They effectively,
Okay.
the peasants avoid you. It's the middle of the night, getting near to sunrise.
Okay. I should also point out that as we're traveling, the sword, like the big sword that I'm normally carrying, I've got it wrapped up like in cloth, like so it's there, but nobody can see it.
So it's not
that might
all
also
thingy
have
that people
contributed.
think it's really scary and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Are you-
just like,
Are you trying to
Wrapped up.
not intimidate people?
yeah. Well, not intimidate and also not be recognized, especially with that
Ooh, good point.
priest from my past showing up. Just trying not to have such an identifiable artifact with me.
Okay. So, you attempt to get people's attention. You are covering up your sword, which honestly does make you at least a little bit less threatening.
Can Valens help if he notices?
Well, after that failed, I would have come back. Like if I'd meandered away from people, I would have returned to update y'all that I haven't been able to find out whether Saskia and Noah have been here. But yeah.
Can I have done like a visual as I'm arriving before Lothar does any of that? I just want to get an understanding of. My thinking is I did a lot of like bouncing between little towns on my journey from my home at the start of the campaign, and I would have thought I'd get like the measure of the sort of town. You've got like your friendly kind of warm disposition. You've got your recently had a witch hunter go through and is a little bit like on edge. Like, is there lots of people sort of staring at the newcomers, or is it kind of a bit more chill? Will
you roll me your perception and empathy, please? Yet again, difficulty 6.
Thank you.
If you have anything to modify that, please say so, and the difficulty
I
might
don't think
change.
I do.
Right.
I would imagine that's like Auspex or something, or some such. Yeah, I don't have anything in that. Perception and empathy, so that's 6 dice pool, and it was a difficulty of 7. Did you say?
Difficulty 6.
6. 4 success.
Dude, nice.
Yeah. So straight away you get towards the town and you notice that there appear to be very few young men here. People apparently all look at the nobles arriving and there is unease. It appears
Are they coming here to
recently,
get more soldiers?
yeah, it appears that recently a number of soldiers have been levied from this area for one reason or another. They are warm disposition, but they're uneasy about the fact that more nobles are here.
And just one slight follow-up on that. We got like a note to look into something on the way to Rosenheim with like a lake and a monster, possibly I'm remembering that wrong. But are we close enough yet, or are we still a ways away from where that roughly would be?
This lake is actually due east of Rosenheim itself.
Got you. Okay, so we would need to actually get to Rosenheim and then go there. Okay, got you. That makes sense. Smashing. So unfriendly or just kind of a little bit standoffish?
It's a case of being cautious and standoffish.
Got you. Cool. I will stay by Valens. I know nothing else to do other than look scary.
Then I will try and talk to people and find out what's going on.
Okay. So yet again, if you're doing talking, then it is the same again. It is charisma and it is expression. Difficulty 6.
Okay. And then I have the... Since it's a social skill, a social thing, I still get my minuses, right?
Yes, you should have your minuses as Valens.
Whop. 3 successes.
Okay. Well done. So, what is it exactly you're looking to get out of these people again, just so I'm sure?
If there have been any other people just wandering through, if there's anything that we should be careful of whilst we're here, where the best place to I don't know, sleep is, or
So, you'll be pointed towards effectively a travelling inn that has merchants usually going through, and there is a stable attached to such thing.
Mm-hmm.
You are told that quite a few people have passed through recently, and that the most wealthy of them were heading towards Rosenheim. If you are mentioning the pairing, then you've got effectively the description of Saskia and the other Toreador.
Noah.
Okay. I will pass that information on to the other two.
Okay. So, yeah, you are told about where there is an inn, and apparently those of similar description to Saskia and Noah have headed towards Rosenheim.
Mm-hmm.
So we've just missed him.
Shoot.
It does appear so.
Oh well.
Do we know of anywhere we can put our horses, Valens?
She's just sneezing, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. I heard myself come through your mic.
Yeah, I heard it through Rob's mic.
Sorry about that.
So good.
I have come to a blank. Rob, did they tell me somewhere to put horses?
Yes.
Yes.
There is a stables attached to the Traveller's Inn.
Then I tell them that.
Fab, I'll start manhandling the 3 horses over. Assuming I can handle all of them by the reins.
Balance will take his own horse because it's man.
Yeah, we
It's my baby.
we can all go. You don't
Yeah, I
need to
didn't
stable
know
all the
if you were
horses.
back with the group yet, Lothar, and
Yeah.
like feeling a little uncomfortable by this group of people. So I just kind of don't want to be stood around too long.
Yeah. No, I'd after I'd failed to get the information, I'd come back to y'all.
Cool.
Okay.
Horses stabled up.
I might stick around to get the horses put away properly and things, and I guess try to take stock of if there's anybody else's horses in here and that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. There are plenty of horses here. It appears that there is one that is still... Well, it's got a large pack that is next to it inside the stable, and there is a small carriage that it seemed to have been pulling along that has been chained to a post.
Sorry, I cut you off. No, it's fine. I was going to talk to the group, but you weren't done.
Effectively, it seems that there are a few traders here already.
Okay.
Do they seem like
think
they have any interest? Sorry.
No, you go. You go.
Do they have any interesting wares? From what we can see of their bags?
One of them does seem to have quite a few. It honestly looks like there's a pawn shop on the back of the carriage. There's
Nice.
another one that appears to be shipping wine. Presumably, this is someone who caravans for Johan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And otherwise, there's just miscellaneous goods here.
I think I would lean into Valens and ask him. Obviously, if I'm sure that I'm not being heard, whether he thinks making my presence known, pun intended, would be a good idea. If I should try and give ourselves a friendly impression by using presence, or whether we should just sort of fly under the radar a little bit.
What do you think?
I think it can't help to make a good impression, but then again, I think it maybe futile to stand out. I certainly don't want to make too much of an impression that we seem like a target. I'm a little bit uncomfortable having never stayed away from a haven before properly without my sire.
Trust your own judgment, then.
Anxious. Okay, that has worked well in the past.
Yes.
You travelled with Jerry, didn't you?
Yes.
How did things go with that? Since you are the only one of us that have been away from your haven properly.
It was uneventful. There really wasn't anything to report. It's. I think we might think it's scarier than it actually is.
Okay.
What do you think of Jerry?
Quite interesting, I think.
Is there any
Generous.
weight to interesting? Like, are you being snarky at all, or are you just being a yellow snark?
No, not snarky at all. No, genuinely. Sorry, my bad. I think that's just my normal voice.
That's me being snarky. It's fine.
What about you, Asta?
But yeah.
Asta?
Sorry, what? I was
What do you
distracted.
think of Jerry?
Will everyone please roll me their perception and alertness at difficulty 7?
Okay. All specs thingies?
All specs
So,
does lower the difficulty.
Difficulty 7.
Yep.
Ooh.
I will note this is an opposed roll, so we'll see what happens for the other person.
So that's max of 5 successes, but look, I got 3. Let's see, balance.
oh,
And
I
4.
got
3, 4, 5.
I got 4 because of the one. Nice.
Let's nobody say anything about this dice bot.
Oh, they only got
well.
one.
Thanked him. What do you
Well.
mean all as well?
Wait, what? What?
Hmm?
What?
How's it?
What? All this what? What?
Wait, what?
So, as you're finishing that question, you'll notice that one of the traders appears to have appeared in the door. And we'll just look over all of you and just do a little bow. Are any of you looking to get anything interesting? I might as well sell some of my tat now.
You calling it tat doesn't make it seem very attractive.
I want to
Everything
take
is
a look.
for someone.
I want to look.
Oh, good to hear. Sorry to interrupt. Who is this Jeremy that you all talk of?
Just a acquaintance of ours from a few towns over.
That's so rude.
He's quite an interesting man. Rob, can I use Auspex on this person?
Yes, you may.
Get that aura red.
Difficulty?
Difficulty is always 8 for this.
What is it again? Perception and what?
It is perception and empathy.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to actually use that other table so that I have full access to it. Where was it I saved the table? Was it in somewhere in the library, wasn't it? There we go, very bottom of the library.
Oh yeah, the colour chart.
And I rolled in the wrong thing.
Ooh. I just realised that there's actually a specific thing for Black Spiral Dancer, which is interesting. This is not a Black Spiral Dancer, just to note.
Wait, what?
I have no idea what those are.
Very, very demon worshipy kind of.
Damn it, what is wrong with this?
Demon worshipy werewolf.
Cool.
That does sound baller.
One sec. I just noticed that there was an issue with the thing. You channel. Send messages. Read message history.
So,
Yes. Why isn't this?
there is a dark glow to this figure, and there is a number of circling bits of sparkles.
Straight
They
on.
appear to have a magical aura. They appear to have a darkened aura, and they presumably are kindred, but there's a lot of other things that seem to be intermingling with this.
Okay.
They're definitely not normal kind.
Oh, you're using the weird extended thing, aren't you?
I am.
Where is that?
In
Very
library,
much
right?
in the library, but you probably don't understand what you're seeing here other than sparkles means magic, but the kind of sparkles you're not sure about.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this person goes over to one of the packs with a number of gold trinkets and such on, and just looks to you all. What is it that any of you are looking to enjoy? I have things from all different places, and, well, I want to make sure that you're able to have what you want.
Something I can get from you, but no one else.
Well, I can tell you stories if you're really wanting that, but I assure you that if you find the right person, you can get any one of these things. Things that are rare that I have are a different story. Things that are valuable that I have are a different story. Things that most others couldn't get you are a different story.
Well, you've certainly piqued my interest.
Mhm.
Are any of you fans of any kind of narcotic or drink? Are any of you fans of any occultisms or
Yes.
any kind of history?
Does he have any charms?
Charms? What kind of charm do you want?
Just anything that might be like a comfort. I know that's quite vague, but
Are you planning on having children at any point soon?
Bones will chuckle when he says that.
this is me laughing.
Bones looks.
No, that's no.
Well, that is fair enough. If none of you are planning on having children, then I'll have to think of something else. Are any of you wanting to try and summon... Have any of you lost anyone of value to any of yourselves? Have you lost anyone recently that you'd care to try and talk to again?
By the way, Rob,
Yes.
Yeah?
I'd like to mention that as soon as he said occultism, Valen just went yes. Like in the middle
No,
of him
like, is there
talking.
anybody like listening to us? Like,
Yeah.
at the
I
church
think
that might be like, who are these spooky folks?
Asa's not looking around. Asa's looking at whether there is a pickpocket in the area. She doesn't know what Valens has seen and that he might be some sort of spooky kindred. So she's thinking, okay, this guy is trying to get them hyper-focused on something. Is someone going to come along and snatch someone's coin purse? So I'm hyper alert on that at the moment and not really paying him that much attention unless he speaks to me direct.
Okay, will you please yet again roll me a perception and alertness at difficulty 7.
7. Perception and alert.
One
Valens
sec,
will. Nope.
Things have moved around, so the server has changed, so I don't know where things are. Sorry.
3. Nice.
Yeah. Intense.
Rob?
What was that? 3 successes?
Mhm.
Yes.
And Valens will have asked about what he meant by occult stuff.
Well, I have books on certain things. I know that there are many natural philosophers of this area that are interested in alchemy. Others are interested in... There are a lot of interesting things I could do for you. What kind of occultism are you interested in? Do you want to know about the dead?
Not really.
And as to, there doesn't appear to be anyone visible trying to pick anyone's pockets.
Okay.
No, it's not the genie.
It's the merchant.
The merchant is the genie.
I know, but still, it's that character. It's the. I got something interesting. Come closer. Too close.
Damn it.
Robot noises.
Yeah,
What was
you
that?
don't know what this is.
Oh no. I have Arabian Nights stuck in my head now. Also, if I end up as robot noises one more time, I'll swap mics.
Okay.
I can give you a... I can give you something that, should you smear something with this fluid, including yourselves, there will be interesting effects.
I prefer reading about things. I just want to know about it. I don't want to take part in it. This is a lie.
Yeah.
In that case, why don't I just get you... He pulls out a book. Here, have a look at this. And he just hands you a book that has a completely plain brown leather cover. The book looks probably 15 years old.
Okay. Valens will do a flick through it. Should I do an intelligence occult roll?
Intelligence and occult, yes.
Difficulty?
Difficulty is 7. What else was going on while that was happening? Sorry if I missed anything.
No.
Don't think so. Did Asta get anything else from those 3 successes?
There is no one that is currently in the area that she can perceive. The only people here are yourselves and this individual.
Okay.
I got 3 successes, Rob.
So from this you will understand that this appears to be a book that is a strange combination of using alchemy on body parts and chemicals derived from the actual human cadaver and animal cadavers.
Right.
It is a biological chemistry book, effectively, but at the same time there are definitely more... There are undertones to it that suggest that this is not purely about actual science or actual natural philosophy. There is definitely something not right with the wording.
So it's
But
coded?
You would need to spend some time actually reading through the thing, yes.
Fascinating.
He will look up from the book. Do you have the cipher for this?
What do you mean, cipher? Should I be selling this for more? Is it worth more?
It doesn't seem to be.
Well, if it's not worth very much, then I guess I'll have to take my pittance for this. Is there anything else anyone's interested in? You wanted trinkets? I can try and find something else interesting as well. He keeps looking towards Valens holding the book.
Everything all right?
I'm just trying to work out who wants what and if anyone actually does need anything. I can make something for any of you if you want it, depending on what you want it to do. Oh, do you want anyone to struggle?
Not right now, no.
Balance will just squint at the man when he says that.
What?
Struggle how?
Depends. Do you want them to be attacked by animals? Do you want them to be tortured by your gods? Do you want them to struggle with the banes of their kind or anything else interesting?
The banes of their kind?
Do you want something with magical wards? It depends what kind of thing they are. There are plenty of beasts that stalk the night and day of this world. Why not have some kind of preparation against them?
That could come in useful, but I also don't know that I could afford anything like that.
Well, I am more than happy to make deals with any of you. I don't really know the value of a lot of these things, so I don't really mind falling short as long as I'm still moving things. Better to sell it now than to never sell it.
Do you have any more books?
I have some personal books, but I'm not exactly sure I'm willing to trade them at the moment.
That is a shame.
No. When I get to know you all better, if I ever meet you all again, then maybe I'll be able to deal in these books. I'm not so sure that you'll be able to read many of the actual texts I have. After all, they're apparently, well, some of my little collection I can't read.
I know
So I
a few
doubt I will.
languages.
And what ones do you know?
A number. Also, what's your name?
He just looks to everyone here. Do you want me to give you my name, or do you all want to give me a name?
That was a very Faye response.
Yeah, how about a mutual exchange?
Very well.
We aren't requesting your name, we just want to know what we should refer to you by.
Yeah, what should we call you? Not Tinker, obviously.
I have been called that before by people further north, though down in this southern region of your empire, I have been referred to as Sullivan.
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 Sully for sure. That's Rachel.
Right. What are you?
Damn.
Just coming right out with it.
Huh?
Good question. And good questions deserve good rewards for them. Not necessarily good answers, though. Some.
Barnes is squinting at the man, but his face is completely blank.
I am looking forward to dealing with you all. That's what I am. Here. He goes into a sack and draws out 3 bottles. For that question, each of you may have these. Just the one. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope that you come back for more. And just remember that, well, the only thing holding you back is yourselves. And obviously, at the moment, however much you have in your coin purses.
How much do you want for the book, by the way?
I wouldn't mind. He says probably what is about a week's wage for a peasant.
Is that a lot or not? I think that's not.
That's probably 2 dots worth of being able to spend resource.
Takes money out of coin purse and just gives it to him.
Has book.
Yay.
Well,
I'll thank Sullivan for that bottle of whatever it is and say, it's interesting to meet you, and my name is Lothar. In case we were to meet again, be nice to know each other.
it is nice to know all of you. Is there anything of yours that anyone is wishing to part with that you're wanting to trade for anything else? I don't really need much more coin. I've just made enough off that book to at least keep me going a week. I can just trade you this gold if you want it.
Well, if you're ever in Munich and ever in need of something pretty or armor, you know where to find me.
Do I?
The armor smith.
Oh, well, fair enough. I've not found need for armor, it just ends up being restrictive.
You've never had good armor then?
I much prefer the freedom of movement offered by, well, very little. But I'd rather not get stabbed in the streets, so I must at least cover indecent areas. He seems pained when he says indecent.
Are you alright?
Yes. It's just a shame that so many people here are so stingy.
Stingy?
Yes. No one here seems to appreciate how limited they are. By themselves and by people they consider their peers. I hope that none of you are that way.
It will be interesting to speak with you again.
He will do a bow. Anything else from any of you? Or do I just deal with this outsider?
There will be an eyebrow raised at that.
Just as I am.
Ew.
Outsider?
Oh,
Yes. Aren't we from different places from here? We are not native. And this person looks as if he is just a very, very pretty local.
There will be an eyebrow raised again.
Asta will chime up and say, I think we're all outsiders to some extent, depending on the arena. But you may call me Asta, and I thank you for the gift.
From where
Where
do you
Valentin's
hail?
found, you can usually find me.
I hail from far, far south of here. My original birthplace is somewhere near what is now considered, I don't remember the current name for it in game, but it's Iran.
Okay. Is can Asta see if this dude's breathing?
Roll me your perception and alertness at difficulty 8.
Bones will look the man over again.
Mhm.
Is this how you always look?
I am quite good at looking a different way every single morning.
4 successes.
You can see that he is not breathing.
Okay. Definitely.
Handy.
You know that occasionally there is a single breath he will take.
Oh. Like a habit, or that he just doesn't need to breathe very often?
It seems more like a habit with those 4
Okay.
successes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, if there is nothing else, I'll be retiring too. my little haven for now.
There is a slow
Thank you
nod.
all. Is there anything anyone here wants? Or shall I leave?
Not at this moment, but perhaps we'll meet again.
Should anyone else here wish to trade, I do have an idea of something I might want, but I'm not sure you're needing anything from me right now.
Your conversation is interesting.
Good.
How might we get in contact with you if we wanted to take you up on any of your services?
I think that you're just going to have to wait and hope that I turn up where you are. The world is a lot smaller than you think, with how long certain things can be around.
Indeed.
Well, goodbye all for now.
Bones gives him a polite bow.
I follow suit.
Yeah, same as these.
Okay. He leaves. And you are all left.
Sorry, cut you off.
And you are all left in the stables.
The minute I can be sure that like it's just the three of us, and kind of take a little extra look to make sure no one's going to overhear, and just be like, that was mysterious. Did we all notice that he wasn't breathing?
Well, yes, it was a kindred, obviously.
Some of us have a more insight into that than others. My only tool is to watch for the breath. And also of them, like, I don't know, being, like, obviously impressive, but he seemed to be just very creepy, and I've seen kind be creepy, so.
He was attractive, at least.
And I'd lower my voice even further, but I'm not going to do that because you still need to be able to hear my microphone. What do we know? He said he changes his appearance, and I don't know how many clans I've met that can do that, or people with that power. I think, well, I know the Nosferatu can hide themselves, and she's speaking like super, super softly.
Valens will just smile smugly. A few can.
Oh. Cool.
Anyway, why did you ask my opinion earlier?
I feel as though I could do with a second pair of eyes before I run headlong into a situation. One might say I've learned a lesson, or I'm trying to learn said lesson.
There's a slow nod.
Seem to be fairly good at keeping yourself out of scrapes, Valens, aside from recent history, but again, my fault.
Ah, you killing me, yes. Anyway, before he interrupted, what's your opinion of Jerry?
I did not dislike him, but I also don't understand him. I had the briefest of interactions with him, and he was interesting.
Do you think he's worth us putting any extra effort in to get quests and favors with him?
I think an opportunity to be useful shouldn't be ignored, provided that it doesn't conflict with anything else that would sort of bring us to harm. So if we've got other priorities, maybe Jerry isn't the top of the list. I don't see him influencing our close surroundings very much, but perhaps that's my own naivety.
That's a fair point.
Good to have an ally, though.
Especially in a Primogen and a Malkavian.
Again, my youth and inexperience in these matters kind of precludes me from any wisdom there. I can't say I know much about Malkavians other than And she does like a little sort of woo, kind of like an indication that they're like not exactly like the rest of everyone. They experience the world a little bit differently.
The oracles are certainly an acquired taste.
And she sort of cocks her head at that, and like they see prophecy and look into the future and things like that. Is that something akin to all Malkavians?
Malkavians are...
One talked of a god, in fact, multiple gods. And she's sort of looking after herself, like kind of thinking about that interaction she had with the one that was watching the house.
Maybe we should head inside?
Yes. We should go inside.
Which gods before we get inside?
One moment. While we're walking into the inn, Asta will search her memories, #notes, and tell you exactly which ones.
You're talking about Judah, you're not?
I believe so. Was that
the one that always puts his hands around his eyes to see things.
Yes, that was the strange one. That was a strange behavior. Remarkable if it actually does anything, but it was dark, so.
He is quite interesting.
Pluto. Yes, it was Jude telling me about Pluto and Concordia.
If anyone has anything more than 2 dots in theology, they may roll intelligence and theology.
I have nothing in theology.
Oh, balls.
Yeah, no dice.
Yeah, we're not really much of a churchy group, are we?
Nope.
None of you recognize those names.
Would they be recognizable as gods, at least? Because otherwise that kind of invalidates why I just brought them into the conversation.
He mentioned that they were gods, so yes.
Ah, yes. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh.
And then there was the skittish one that was with Jude as well.
I don't know who that would be.
Oscar, I think.
Oscar. The one who's afraid of everything.
Yeah, I think he was announced at the same time as Lothar and us and myself.
Ah.
Yeah. Seems like the world is troubling for them. More so than the rest.
Yes. Lothar, is everything alright? You're quite quiet.
No, I'm just listening.
How are things between you and Ivan?
Yeesh.
He said he wanted to be left alone, so that's what I'm doing, leaving him alone.
This seems like a sore spot. Apologies.
You all go into the tavern now?
We were walking in, yeah.
So Lothar hangs back just to finish off dealing with getting everything off of the horses and to make sure they're properly tied up. So both Asta and Valens enter this inn. It appears to be, well, not very busy at the moment, but there is someone currently stood behind the bar. They appear to be quite young. They're maybe 15, and they look quite tired.
I will walk behind Valens as we go in. Almost taken in the position of like security. Like it's just a habit of like you follow in, like trying to look tough.
Okay. So this young boy effectively just looks to you both. Are you all needing somewhere to stay? It's safe for the night, but it's probably about to be over. Are you all going to need separate rooms, or?
We can share one.
So just the two of you?
3.
As Lothar enters. Oh, fair enough. Well, we only charge for the room. If you want to buy food, it's separate. And he'll say minuscule amount for the room.
Valens gives them the money.
Right. You pay them, and they give you a key.
Sweet.
I hand the key to Asta.
And I look to the dude. Is it like just obvious where the room is, or is there like quite a few rooms and you need to tell me where it is, kind of thing, or is there a number on the key or what? I don't know.
There is a number on the key.
Sweet. And Asuka can read. She can read the number.
Hold on.
You have always been able to read numbers.
Oh, fine. Maybe tally mark. I don't know. Okay, so I will go up and check the room out. I'm assuming we might have bags with us. I don't know. Would we need to take anything with us?
Everything at the minute is in the stables.
Awesome.
All the things one on person.
I can be bringing that in, like, as this exchange is going on.
My first priority when I get in the room is to look at the ability we have to kind of light-proof it and make sure that we're going to be safe.
The room itself is definitely not light-proof. The curtains are mostly able to block the sun, but you could effectively prop the mattress up against the window and it would sunproof the room itself.
Okay.
There are cabinets as well in this room that would offer extra protection.
Okie dokie. I will obscure what I can once it's reasonable to do so. Obviously, I don't want to just jump straight in the room and start moving the furniture around. I'll wait for people to come up and close the door and stuff.
Wait for me to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So does Asta go up on her own first?
I do indeed, once you give me the key.
Valens will look to
I'll come
Lothar.
in. Sorry.
Sorry. Are you quite alright? You're
I was
being
just
very
turning around
quiet.
with all of the gear. Being very what, sorry?
You're being very quiet.
Kurt. Oh, quiet, sorry. Yeah, no, just I've not traveled with you before, but I tend to try to listen out for things more than make my presence known.
Don't want to get caught by hunters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, so I'll elaborate, like, you know, just trying to be vigilant. That's the word I was looking for.
He will nod and just go, so you're paranoid. Right. I'll make note of that. And will once again have a completely blank expression as he says that. And wander up the stairs.
I'll follow with all of our gear. I'm the bellboy.
Okay, all of you secure the room and are able to go into torpor.
Yay.
Lovely.
Everyone is able to secure themselves, lock themselves away, and rest. All of you spend a blood point to rise, the second blood point.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we don't spend a blood point because we already spent the 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the next day, do you all depart?
I assume so.
Yes. As long as there's nothing kicking off and we're on our way out.
The other caravans that were here all appear to have already moved off by the time you all go to leave, after the sun has set.
Sorry guys, I got up real late.
You do that.
On this final trek into Rosenheim, is there anything anyone wishes to do?
Again, I think on the road, like, it's sort of heightened senses, kind of wanting to be as alert as possible. I don't know if Asta's sort of kind of traveling at night kind of anxiety would have been there. Like, obviously, as Kindred, it's a necessity, but as a human, like, I don't know how much traveling she would have actually done at night. So it's probably still quite a maybe an alert period for her, so she'll be keeping quiet.
Okay. So, as you are doing this last trek towards Rosenheim, you're probably even in sight of what appears to be a town. Asta, you will notice someone wandering in the opposite direction, wandering towards the group of you.
Male or female, or can I not tell?
They are male and they are very well built.
That is not what I was expecting, because do I remember rightly that the person we're going to meet is a female?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so it's not who I'm meeting. I'll point this out to the group if they haven't already noticed. Do I recognise the figure at all?
How is it you're pointing? Do you just acknowledge that there is someone along the road?
I'll say, I'll sort of clear my throat and say eyes ahead.
Okay. Asta, as they get closer, you recognize them as someone from your domain.
Okay.
And no one else can see this figure as they approach.
What's the
If
derangement
I'm not
then?
already, apologies. Yeah, if I'm not already at the front of the group, I'll sort of speed up on my horse and kind of move to meet this person, saying, "Greetings, fellow."
They'll just look up to you, and as they look up, you notice that a large amount of their throat is missing.
I will probably leap/fall/leap off my horse backwards, like it's almost like a, you know, when a cat falls off something and they go like rigid and they're like,
Yeah.
kind of
Like,
like
I
that
didn't just do
moment,
that.
the cucumber thing when they turn around and go, "What the fuck?" It's one of those, springing backwards.
Okay. You do that, and you lose sight of them for a second, and then they're gone when you look back.
Wow.
Are you all right?
No. Did you see him?
See who?
The man in the road with his throat missing.
What?
I think Asta will sort of crumple a little bit to the floor. Just sort of like sitting with her bum on the floor and her knees up to her chest and just kind of having a bit of a moment.
Winnie lost audio for a second. Are you back, Winnie?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So you've come off your horse, yeah?
Yeah. I
Alright.
came off my horse, saw the dude. I saw that the dude had gone and asked, did you guys see him? And Valens asked who, and I said, dude with throat missing in road.
Okay. I'll stop, like get off the horse and kneel by you, just being there.
Okay. So, there will be someone that appears to come out of a house close towards the more built-up area of Rosenheim. They just look down the road at all of you kind of gathered and helping her up, and just kind of stand there waiting.
If I spot that, I'll immediately try and recover myself now that I know sort of strangers' eyes are watching rather than just my group.
Valens will nod towards them. Do we recognise them?
No. None of you seem to recognize this person.
Do they react when I nod towards them?
They kind of raise a hand in greeting and then go back to their garden.
Asta, do you need help getting back on your horse?
No,
Are you going to be
no,
okay?
I'm fine. I am. I'm fine. Thank you. That was
Okay.
yeah. I need to think about this, but not right now. And I'll jump back on my horse and try and compose
fine.
myself.
I will get back on my horse and we can keep going towards Rosenheim.
Fallon's never got off his horse, and he trots along with you guys.
You go past a house on the main road that is just surrounded by rows and rows of different flowers. There are a lot of strong scents coming from these flowers. And in this early spring, it's still odd to see that there are flowering plants in this area.
That's impressive.
There is a woman that just kind of looks out from her doorway and looks all of you over as you enter the main area of the town.
She's expecting me, no? I think I'm the one who sort of took this, so I'll try and take the lead and sort of try and compose myself. Greetings. My name is Asta. I believe I might have been sent to escort you.
She just kind of backs away slightly and looks all of you over.
I get down from my horse.
Are you travelling with that gentleman?
Who's she pointing to?
To Valen's. She then just kind of grimaces a little bit as she looks between all of you. Never mind, you're all fine. Sorry, I thought you might have been a bit more threatening. I'm not planning on going anywhere, but if you're looking for anyone specific, I can try and point you in their direction. So what makes... I presume you're a coterie of some sort by your diversity of characters. Who are you looking for?
Did Arlette ever give me her name? I'm sure Arlette just said go to Rosenheim, they'll find you.
I believe the name should have been given, is a Katrina.
Katrina, okay. I'm gonna add that to my little list. Is that with a K?
With a C.
Ooh, I see.
Katrina. They're the merchant from the south, aren't they?
If that... Is there more than one Katrina?
I don't think so. I believe that they are effectively around the centre, just selling off everything else they have at the minute on their little caravan with their friends and getting ready to head further north. They're wanting to lose as much weight here as possible, and...
That sounds right. We've been sent to escort them, so that sounds like Katrina. Would you mind directing us?
One moment. She just goes inside her house and comes back out, now wearing a knife on their belt and holding something inside a gloved hand. Right, let's go.
I look at the knife and the glove and then look at Valens, and what's his reaction?
There isn't one.
Okay. I'm assuming that's the same for Lothar as well.
I mean, I've got a much bigger blade, so it's not... I think it's totally normal for people to go about armed.
Cool. Okay.
Valens is being very distant.
Like in a seething, pissed off way, or in a completely neutral way?
In a dissociating kind of way.
Oh, okay.
So when I say that he looks blank, I mean he looks blank.
Yeah. 1,000-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are taken into the town centre, and there is a rather gaunt-looking, red-headed woman with what appears to be two half-plated men currently just shilling what's left of what appeared to have been once a very, very full caravan. There are a lot of fine jewellery, there's a lot of pottery, and there appears to be a decent lump of raw iron in the back of this carriage. And they will
Did you say she was slim, red hair?
Yes.
Just my description of her. Okay. Did she see us approach?
She appears to be noticing everyone approaching. She looks towards probably the group of you approaching if you're still on horseback, and then we'll go, are any of you wanting anything a bit more fanciful? You appear to have been travelling, and, well, maybe you want something for your troubles of coming this far south.
I believe we've actually been sent here to meet you, rather than sample your wares.
Oh. So she finally sent someone. That's nice of her. Oh. I am Katrina Stark, and I am looking forward to seeing who is going to, well, what you have to offer in protection. I have 2 men here already. Do you have any suggestions for where I head in Munich?
It depends where you'd like to start. Are you looking for accommodation, or are you looking to start with business contacts?
Right. I wish to start by going and meeting more of the Blue Bloods. I want to make sure I can get on well with everyone. I want to make sure I'm properly announced and such when I get there. After all, I wouldn't want to be hunted mere moments after arriving.
Of course. Might I suggest we present an Elysium, and we'll arrange word to the prince that you would like to be announced, or introduced rather, and I can also arrange introduction to some more Blue Bloods.
As that's going on, can I just quickly tell the lady who brought us here, thank her for her escorting us, and try to distract her from the conversation that's going on, and convince her to carry on.
Say again?
Just while Asta is talking to Katrina, Lothar was going to try to distract the lady who brought us into the town center, and thank her for her help in getting here and meeting our the person that we were looking for, and try to push her on her way. Not push her, but encourage her to carry on.
Mm-hmm. She is going to effectively lean in and effectively beckon you to come as close as possible.
Valens is watching.
Okay.
Be very, very careful around here. There are apparently, well, things that can hide quite well. Look out for Assamites, and look out for other miscreant demons. So look for dark-skinned creatures, and look out for things with 3 eyes. They're everywhere at the minute, and they're trying to hurt everyone here.
Thank you for the warning.
And as far as I believe, they'll be able to look past disguises. So people need to be careful. And she will back away and look towards Valens, look towards Lothar, and then effectively look towards Asta and announce to everyone that I hope I've been of help. If you're needing anything herbalism based, I am sure I can provide you with something on your way out. Now I'm going to quickly make my way home before anything else gets here. And she will about turn and leave.
That was wild.
That was ominous.
Yes, that was wild. Once that little interaction's done, I'll turn back to Katrina and say, excuse me, I haven't introduced my group. My name is Asta. this is Lothar and this is Balance. We'd be happy to escort you back to Munich, and from there I'll help you make any connections that you need to in the area.
Oh, thank you. It's much appreciated. I will make sure that I speak highly of you and all of your allies. It's pleasant to have actual pleasant company again.
Would you like to make a start soon? Do you need help with anything? I see that you're working on lightening your load. Is there anything else you need help with packing, or?
It would be best if you rest for the day.
Of course. Yeah, it is getting a bit late. So first thing, when we all rise tomorrow night?
That might be a good idea, yes. Is there anything you want to know about Rosenheim at all? I'm aware that there's a toreador that keeps jumping around and trying to force her way down my throat to tell me that I need to be moving along soon and that I'm taking up too much of her. Well, I think the term most people I know use is blood bags.
I see. Perhaps somewhere we can stay that is as unopposing and kind of as low-key as possible.
Well, I've been staying over there, but it's quite high-end if you've not got the money for it. There's, well, a lot of different places we could go, and I am sure that you're all happy to share a room. I've been sharing with these fellows, and, well, they protect me during the day.
I trust your judgment. I'm sure you'll find us a suitable spot to spend out the day.
I'd offer you hospitality, but at the same time, I'm not exactly in my own domains.
No, of course. Just your guidance on where are suitable places to stay would be sufficient.
She will point towards a tavern.
How long have we got? I know I don't know exactly, but can I sense how long we've got left of the evening?
You all know you've probably got another 2 hours or so.
Okay, so it's time to get hunkered down.
Yeah, it's getting a bit early.
I'll go to where I'm directed.
In fact, before you go there, why don't I just make sure you get a room at this place? Then we can all stay together and we don't lose each other.
Fantastic.
Sounds good.
Good idea.
So you all enter the higher end bar or tavern. She will go up to the desk, and will anyone within earshot please make me a perception and alertness at difficulty 8.
Nice rolling this here. Perception, alertness.
This is to do with audio, and yes.
Okie doke.
Oops.
Difficulty 8. Do I get all specs does, yeah.
All specs, yes.
3.
Okay.
4.
Let me
Nice.
try and find bloody dice rolling thing.
4, 3, 4. Nice. Dice rolling is under dice rolling.
I know.
The third one down.
Yes, I have to. Things have moved and it's still disorienting. So yeah, that's plenty of successes. So all of you will hear her say to the barkeep, as he effectively shrinks down as she approaches, of make sure all of these people get a room on the house if you know what's best for them. You don't want to be losing more tables, do you? The barkeep will effectively just grab a key and just put it on the side and take a step back. And she will smile and curtsy and give him some coins.
Wow. That was a good show. I will hopefully be implacable when she turns back around.
Bounds will just walk over to the man, drop the rest of his coin purse on the table, nod to him, and walk back to the others, still completely stone-faced. He is resting prince-facing this entire session.
Oh, good reference. What's Katrina's reaction to that? Does
She just
perceive
raises
that?
her eyebrows
Okay.
as if looking. She's just seen the most wasteful thing that has ever happened in her presence.
So kind of like a it's your money, do what you want kind of vibe, rather than, oh my god, he just tipped the waitress after I decided not to.
It's it's your money, do what you want, but I disapprove of you spending your money.
Fab.
It's probably more of a, you're a lord, you shouldn't be paying for things.
Interesting. Okay, well then, I think we'll just probably square ourselves away if Katrina's okay. Does she want to? Actually, just up here. Katrina, are you needing anything before you retire for the evening?
I believe I'm going to go get something to eat. If any of you need any assistance with such things, I am sure that we can work something out.
I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll be okay.
I'll be fine as well.
I'll go with her.
Yes. I mean, Valens can have a kiki.
Have a what?
It's a slang word for chit chat. Yeah.
A chit chat.
Okay.
In that case, we will start with as one of her guards will stay with her. One of them will go up to their room, and Lothar, Katrina, and one of the guards will head off. Asta and Valens are left in this bar.
Yeah. I don't necessarily mean to like role play anything with Katrina. I was just gonna go and just
Okay.
observe.
I got
and
role play that
like
sitch.
learn about like what is
yours,
this
Lothar?
redheaded women's and also this new town.
So
So it wasn't
Lothar-
really to do anything.
So Lothar wanted to go follow the pretty lady. For no other reason other than following the pretty lady.
She pretty.
She's got a very commanding aura, and he responds well to those.
Dude,
We know this.
Valens,
Does anyone know
Fair
their
point.
aura?
Oh.
Valens has literally got a commanding aura.
Nice.
Yeah, and Lothar's your knight
Yeah,
as such.
I'm not gonna kink shame. Anyway,
Lothar's got a type.
and then you just get
Somebody read her
Ivan, the
aura,
most
goddammit.
adorable little thing ever. Just I don't want to say what my brain just went straight to. Anyway, right. Right.
I want to know how swank this room is. I'm so Aster inside is like, oh my god, I want to see how fancy this room is.
Valens will just go talk to the barman guy and ask if she does this often, and whether the amount of money he gave actually covered the room.
Say again.
Valens will go to the barman, ask if she does this often, and if the amount that he gave him actually covered the room.
She's not been here very long, and well, you've paid plenty, thank you. How long are you staying? Are you finally taking her off somewhere else?
Yes, we're taking her off to Munich.
Okay. Well, can you make sure she gives my daughter back being my daughter when she leaves?
She took your daughter.
Not quite.
What did she do?
My daughter doesn't exactly remember much.
Oh.
Shit. Some
She
dominator.
said she'd
Yeah.
bring it back as long as I was I treat her well, but well, she's about to leave and nothing's been restored yet.
I'll see what I can do. If she can't, well, if she doesn't restore it, I think I know someone who can help with that.
Okay, thank you. He just goes quiet and just stops talking.
Do you need anything? Would you like a hug?
He just shakes his head.
Alright. Should we be concerned about traveling with this woman?
He just looks panicked for a second and then shakes his head.
Oh.
I'm going to take that as a yes. Asta,
Mm.
be on your guard.
Yes.
We
Okay.
may wish to select Lothar.
Of course.
He will look to the barman. It has been a pleasure talking with you.
He just does a single nod.
Thank you for the room. And he will go back over to Asta.
Shall we check out this room?
He nods. Lead the way. You're the
So
venturer.
Wanna go?
the room is well secured, it's easy to look after. And anything else before I quickly go over anything for Lothar?
Nope.
How nice is the room?
It is a very, very nice room. It is fit for effectively a single lord to be in very comfortably.
And would it be tricky to light-proof it?
No. The curtains are effectively blackout curtains already, but just to be secure, you could probably move any piece of furniture against the window and cover it.
Fab.
Nice.
So, Lothar.
Yeah, just real quick. Is there a place to leave the horses here?
Yes. Nearly
Okay.
any tavern has somewhere to keep some kind of traveling animal.
All right. Well, I'll get them set up, and then, like, quickly, if Katrina will wait, and if she's in a hurry, then if there's anyone to pay to do that, then I would opt to do that instead. But
They will gladly take the horses and have a pittance for doing the job,
cool.
and then you are free to travel with her as she starts to walk into the middle of town.
All right.
So-
Yeah, I'll just follow her.
Apologies for being... Well, I want to make sure this is just done quickly, so... Apologies, but do you mind telling me where your allegiance itself lies?
Knew it.
I'm Valen's knight.
I was more thinking allegiance of blood, but that is fair enough.
Bitch, what's your clan?
Oh,
just like
you've mentioned us already. I'm one of the roses.
Ah. Well, you don't seem anything like the ones I've met here, so that is quite refreshing. Well, is there anything particular you need to drink? I know I have my own tastes. What about you? Where should we go?
Happy for you to lead. Just with that strange warning earlier, I thought it best for us to go in pairs rather than. No offense to your associate.
Just want to make a point of the knight left Valens on his own. Well, with Asta instead of the knight doing his knightly duties. Just, yes, these people might attack you. It's okay, I'll leave my lord unprotected.
But it's like
I
your lord is
just
protected
asked
in
her
a
to
particular
protect you.
fancy establishment.
Yeah.
And
It's
this
like
is a
leaving
lady
you
on
at like the Ritz Carlton with like Gwendolyn Christie. Like, I think she might be able to take care of you.
I don't understand these references.
Brienne of Tarth from Game of
Swanky
Thrones.
Hotel.
Ah, hotel. Right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Queen of my heart.
Yeah.
If we had been at like a dive or something, and if it was, well, obviously no, if it was Crook, then Crook he's got your back. But you know, if it was somebody that we just met, then I wouldn't have gone away. But obviously, like, I think you're in good hands.
As long as that guard doesn't attack Aster anyway.
Hey, I can fuck them up.
So
Fuck 'em up,
the
Asta.
guard,
He's quite a
The
burly
guard-
man after all.
the guard traveling with Lothar and Katrina will be dismissed, and he will effectively just go and wait at an alleyway's entrance.
Okay.
Well, I think this might be a good spot to wait. Just ambush anyone who comes past. How fast are you?
Fairly quick, I think.
Alright, good. In that case, why don't you just... She just points, and there is someone who appears to be wandering down the street, currently with a partner. And she will
With a,
approach with you, preferably.
Okay. Yeah.
At that point, she probably tugs on an arm.
Mm-hmm. I can offer her my arm if she wants to, like, hold it.
Mhm.
But if she doesn't, then that's totally fine.
So effectively, these people are walking down the middle of a narrow path. There's no one else around at the moment. And as she heads towards them, she will effectively push off of you so that you part to go around this couple.
Nice.
She turns as soon as she gets past them and grabs the gentleman and bites into his neck. Do you try and do the same before the woman notices what happened?
Yes.
Will you roll me your dexterity, celerity, and athletics to do this quickly enough?
Yes.
The difficulty is 6. Okay.
2 success.
She kind of looks shocked for a second, and then the kiss takes hold as you bite into her neck. How much do you wish to take?
2.
Okay. You draw 2 points out of her, and at the same time, Katrina releases hers, and will then, once you detach and let close, pull you along the way.
Okay. We'll just carry on.
That was so fucking cool.
That was so classy.
Yeah, it was
Just for
totally
note that,
in American Horror Story.
just for note, that appeared to be a clean young man, and he appeared to be probably in his 20s. He wasn't well built. He was quite average in that case. He would have had brown eyes and probably quite light brown hair.
Why are we being
other
told
than-
this?
Because someone asked about
Because I still wanted to know.
Yeah, sorry, I'll put in the chat that that Lothar, I would want him to watch like a hawk, and hopefully, I don't know if you've twigged on that she's Ventru, but yeah, just from Rachel's knowledge, I don't know, Asta would know this, but is it a thing that Ventru can kind of feed and get? No, is there any ability that lets you feed from a type that isn't your preference and still get blood pool back?
No.
Okay. So there's some element about this guy that makes him compatible for her, whether it's his appearance or an element about him. He will.
It could even just be the type of food he likes.
Yes.
Oh shit! It could be anything. Yeah.
Examples as well for mostly modern nights is smokes tobacco, smokes other drugs and narcotics, or even regular drinks.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any other defining features? He looks like he is lower end merchantile class.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Do we head back to the tavern?
Yes. You head back. You are effectively released from her capture, and she will thank you for helping her hunt.
It was my pleasure.
They will retire to their own room, and you may join the rest of them. And as you have any minor conversations, I'll be back in a moment.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd love to ask Valence a couple of questions while we're sort of in the room alone. The first thing is, Valence, what is this? The bottle that we were given?
I have no idea.
I'm going to open the bottle and sniff it a little bit, and we'll find out from Rob what happens when he comes back. Because none of us know what this is.
I can guess what it is. I can guess what it is out of character.
Yeah, go for it.
Kindred wine. There's like 2 different types of alcohol that Kindred can drink that are all like weirdly distilled and such. And from them from the way that dude was talking, I think that's what it is.
Oh,
and if it is,
so cool. We can get turned.
If it is, I think I know what he is.
Okay. I'm gonna run real quick to just go grab myself a kindred wine, but you can take it as given that Lothar will explain what had just happened, that they'd gone and fed from this couple, and Katrina targeted such and such boy who looked quite
you had a double
pretty,
date.
like, nondescript, really. Yeah, so I'll be right back.
Before Lothar gets back, Valens, I think should sort of, once the sort of excitement of the liquid, whatever the liquid is, has kind of died away,
Hello, kitty cat.
like me being interested, I think I would sort of kind of grow dark for a second and say, am I losing my mind?
You're grieving.
For what?
Obviously the dead.
Oh. I wonder if that moment that I spoke to you about before we left, when I fed and I thought I was observed, I wonder if this was the same thing.
Possible. I suggest speaking with your sire about it. The Ventru are supportive of each other, and I'm sure that there are plenty that have been through similar things.
I don't know. I feel more of an urge to speak to Victor.
Victor's still a Ventru. He'll support you. He's a very tortured soul.
I when you said Ventru protect each other, I to confess, I feel the distinct urge to protect Victor, even though he could probably squash me like a gnat. I did get the impression he is much older than me.
He is. But he couldn't squash you. He can't walk.
Both would have to get pretty close in that case, but it strikes me that Victor's influence goes further than his reach.
I'm sure that Victor would be able to make you think whatever he wanted you to think, and feel whatever he wanted you to feel.
As does my sire.
Sounds like a Ventru. The blue bloods are very forceful in the way that they influence others.
Be mindful of your audience, for I'm supposed to be one of them.
Well, yes, but you did kill me.
That is true.
And now look at me.
Magnificent.
Am I?
Of course.
Hmm.
You have all of the elements that made you powerful before, and now you have an entirely new skill set to come to grips with. It's an opportunity not many of us get to go from privilege to even greater privilege. It's
Privilege?
miraculous. Well, I don't mean to say that it hasn't come with its own cost, but that your beginnings in life have been arguably more privileged than, say, Lothar and I. Not to say that you've had it easy, but certainly closer to the silver spoon than he or I.
At first, at least.
I confess I don't know in detail what you went through, but I'm sure it was much harder than anything I had to go through.
We can talk about that when we get home.
We don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm sure I'll welcome it then.
How do you feel? You seem very pensive on this journey.
I don't feel.
No?
No.
And is this new?
No.
Okay. And maybe because when he's back, that might be the bit that Lothar walks back in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
Hi guys!
I'm just like making my gin and juice, and you guys are just having that lovely combo, and I'm like, this is really nice.
And Valens just flicks the back of his hand and doesn't react to it at all. And then sighs.
If I spot that, I'll say, do you want me to punch you?
Hey now.
I don't mean in a violent way, I mean just to see if you can feel it. I thought you meant emotionally, but from you flicking your hand there, it looks like you're trying to feel.
Both and neither. It wouldn't work. I just have things I need to work through.
Well, if that bottle of liquid that we've been given is as you think it is, then we might have an accelerant there for when we get back. We can get back from this trip, drink what's in the bottle, and have a little moment of catharsis.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it, Lothar, but Laura. Oh no, you were just before you went away. Yeah, bye booze potentially.
Yeah.
I think we should try to work with Jerry more.
Okay.
He seems like the opposite side of the coin to Theodore.
Okay.
How so?
Well, they're both obviously intelligent, quite cunning. They both have their own networks of knowledges and such, and things that they can get to you and things that they can have you do, but Jerry has his own town that he is essentially the prince of.
I would have a word of warning that has just occurred to me along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
From what I witnessed of the abilities available to these two figures or their kind, we have one side who, when asked to do warding on a property, made a fairly obvious bonkers addition to my house that I'm going to have to deal with because it's randomly striking people with lightning. Whereas the other guy, Theodore, did a really kind of slick ritual that was very, very useful to all of us. So I don't know if the proposal is to sort of favor Jerry over Theodore, but
It was Sebastian that did the ruining.
is he not of
He's a Tremere.
No.
Oh, okay. Then ignore me.
Hello?
But I
Hello.
guess the point still
Hi.
stands. Theodore's way more together than Jerry, I guess, is probably the point.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know.
Doesn't that just
It's a
mean that
point.
he'll be able to manipulate us a lot easier and be a lot more likely to be offhanded with everything that he says to us?
That is true, but also with Jerry, we have a tendency to, I don't know, he's fun, and we might not see him coming because we're like, oh, Jerry's so good, or Jerry's so cute, or distracted, or whatever, and he might be smarter than we're giving him credit for. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking in circles.
I know the Malkavians love Jerry. They all respect him.
Okay. I guess that's a hard group to get mutual respect from.
I'd say.
Rob, just to rewind a second, we were querying the liquid when, or I was querying with Valens what it might be, and obviously we need some sort of description of the bottles of liquid that we got from Sullivan.
Rob, did you leave the bathroom door open?
Possibly.
You fucking stink! That door is right next to my bedroom door, and my bedroom door is open. I hate you. Jesus Christ.
You really don't have the Bluetooth headset. You can go deal with this.
No!
Stink bomb.
The bottles are completely unmarked and they are corked. The contents of them appears to be some kind of reddy brown fluid.
Does it smell like fermented?
You haven't opened the bottle. If you open the
Yes.
bottle,
Like a
Yes, she
full-on
has.
uncorking.
oh,
Yeah,
if you
I-
open the bottle, you get the distinct feeling that this is probably not going to last very long since it's been opened.
Shit. Down in one. No, I'm joking.
It smells as if there is something in it, but it definitely smells fermented.
Ooh.
Oh my god. I want to
Drink it.
Well, if it's not, I don't know how this thing works. Okay, can I take a tiny little bit, like, if there's a container, just like the tiniest of sips from this bottle?
You take a tiny sip, and it tastes quite good. It is, however, evidently quite strong for whatever it is.
Why? You haven't even come into the room. You just opened the door.
Door must be open for cat entrance potential. Do I, like, if I sit with it for a short period of time, do I feel like it's going to come rocketing out of me?
No.
If I drink a little bit more?
It still tastes quite good. It's OT.
OT?
Yes, it appears to be likely some kind of beer.
Right. Okay, well, if it's not going to make me chuck, then I think and I know that it's going to go off. Obviously, I've ruined it by opening it, so I might as well drink it. I'll pour a glass for Valens, and then when Lothar comes in, I'll pour one for him.
From this one bottle.
From one bottle, yeah, from my bottle.
Downs it.
So, you are all able to drink this, and it tastes quite nice. This one bottle is probably enough to half fill each glass.
Okay.
And yeah, you can all drink this, and it makes you all. Will everyone please roll me their soak at difficulty 5 currently?
Stamina,
Drunk
right?
up, this is going to be brilliant. Soak.
Difficulty 5.
It's like soak a thing on my sheet.
It's stamina
And
and fortitude. 2 successes,
Yes.
Rob.
stamina and fortitude. Got ya.
I don't seem to have fortitude.
Fortitude is a discipline. So you
Yeah,
wouldn't have
it's
it.
inherent to Ventru. There's a thing. You can still get it, but I think it's more expensive for you because it's out of your clan. Yay!
Hey ho, look at this. I'm drinking like a pro.
Nice.
Crunk.
So everyone is able to drink, and because of the amount drank, no one ends up being, actually drunk.
Do you
It
get like
is.
a little buzz on?
It is pleasant. It is definitely strong. Everyone probably has a slight buzz.
Oh,
Yeah.
delightful. So, how does that work with? Because I'm assuming this is blood, right? With whatever is in it. Like, how does that work for Ventru?
For some reason, whatever this substance is, you are able to drink it.
That's wild. Oh, cool.
So,
And we do a sleep.
Yep.
Or
It probably would have been after the blood drink that's when Lothar would have told Asta about Katrina's hunting habits that he's observed, and then etc. Going to bed.
Thank you, Lothar.
So, you all torpor, and the next night begins.
So, you guys will wake up to a letter with the bottle of wine or whatever it is next to it, saying that I got a message during the day, and I had to leave ahead of you all, and I'll see you at home.
Okay.
I am a little quite on edge by this.
Yeah, I think
I'm assuming when Asta tells me what the letter says.
Oh, Bobo. I think from context, when there's no Valens and there's a note, I think you probably would put two and two together. But yeah, I'll read the note out to you and say, shit. Did we tell you what we discovered yesterday?
No, what?
This lady is not to be trifled with. There is some influence she has over the barman's daughter. It sounds like she's a fan of more brute force ways of controlling people. Let's just keep our guards up with her. I guess carry on with the mission and hope that he's at home. Does it look like the room's been disturbed or anything?
Did Valens disturb the room when leaving?
No.
Like signs of a struggle or anything like that? More than, obviously Valens' stuff will be gone, but...
None of Valens' stuff is gone. He just left.
None of it? Oof.
Only the clothes on his back.
Alarm bells.
No, it's fine. It's fine, guys.
And the lettering in this note, is it considered and he took his time, or is it like quickly written?
Rob?
Yeah?
I think that should be a roll.
I believe that should be a roll,
Just
yes.
because I don't know how to answer that question.
What's
Okay.
the roll?
So, will those reading please make me a... Ooh. Let's go with... Intelligence and empathy for those reading. And where is Laura's notes again? All at difficulty 7, please. I've sent Laura what she should be rolling.
Okie doke.
That's so funny. Were you just rolling for reading there?
What was the difficulty, Rob?
I got a botch.
7 for everything.
7.
Oh my god, the dice speak truth.
Spitting truths.
3.
So,
ship
Valens,
stuff.
what is it that they should get from this?
That everything is perfectly fine. That there was a slight rush to it, but not something to indicate a struggle, and that is 100% Valens' handwriting. Definitely. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Asta feels uncomfortable with the situation, but isn't got any signs clearly that something's gone down. Probably indicate to Lothar that we should pack his stuff up and get going, because I'm aware that I get up super fucking late.
Well, the faster we leave, the faster we can hit the road and try to catch up. I'm gonna quickly go down to the stables and get the horses ready / check if Valens' horse is gone.
I just love the fact that it's like, I think Valens has got the highest path, right? And then, so you get up earliest, then Lothar would get up, not be able to read the note, having botched on that read check, kind of hummed and hard a bit, and then Asta finally wakes up. Oh, buddy. Okay, so leave me to do the packing then.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't think we will have unpacked a lot, but
True. Okay.
Also get Katrina ready.
Yeah. I was gonna say if you're going down the horses, I'll get Katrina.
Yeah, that'd be good. Got to go.
So, Katrina will be downstairs shortly. And I'm apparently scrolling to the bottom of this. Yep. And she is effectively ready to go straight away. The horses appear to be missing Valens' horse, and the rest is fine.
Rob, it's not missing Valens' horse.
Why not?
You went on foot.
The horse shouldn't be gone, should it, Rob?
I would think so.
Why?
It would be the most reasonable thing to do.
Okay.
Then again, theft is a bad thing. It is definitely dishonorable, so maybe not.
Exactly.
What the fuck, guys? Okay, I think alarm bells would be going off then.
Yeah, so the horse won't be gone.
Okay.
I left
so
everything else.
This is bad. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's fine. I will ask Katrina. I will say to Katrina that our colleague has some business in Rosenheim still, and he's instructed us to take his horse back as it was a loan. So there'll be a spare horse if she needs it. Other than that, we'll get going. And then, depending on her response to that, I'll turn to have a conversation with Lothar.
And she will just say that she is fine without the horse. After all, she has two of them to pull her cart.
Very well.
Well, yeah, we'll have to take the horse back with us anyway, because they were borrowed.
Lothar, if you wouldn't mind helping me situate the reins so that we can guide this fellow back without a rider, and I'll sort of pull you off to one side. Is she paying us any mind, or is she going about her business?
She is just going to the horses and going to get ready to leave.
His horse being here, his stuff being here. I don't feel good about this, Lothar.
Neither do I, but we don't know where he will have gone other than back home.
Okay. I don't know if I want to leave the city until I'm sure he's gone. What if we're leaving him here and someone has him?
I don't think that's the case. He's not the type that would
Good game. I mean, I was winning.
go without a fight.
Winnie. That is
Yeah.
a lot of very loud talking in your background.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even hardly hear.
George is so loud.
Sorry.
That's all good.
He's
Very
okay.
occasional.
Is the noise suppression working now?
I don't hear him now. I was only mentioning it in case, you were listening back to the stream and felt bad for it. It isn't actually affecting anything.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Also, nice try trying to distract us.
I'm not trying to distract anyone anyway. Memes. Just gonna flood the chat with memes now.
Okay, so we haven't got any leads. We've got nothing to go on. I am going to indicate to Lothar that he's probably right. We shall go back to Munich and see if he's there. If not, enlist help. Certainly Sire would be interested to find out where the hell he's gone, if he's not shown up. I'm going to be back in one moment, and I'll turn around and go back inside. As I'm going in, if I see the same bartender, I will ask the question. Do I see the same bartender that Valen spoke with yesterday?
Yes.
I'm going to switch on presence.
Mm-hmm.
And
What impression are you trying to give?
I just want to be warm and kind of non-threatening and slightly concerned, like just that sort of, I guess, approachable would be the way to do it. Someone that you'd like to talk to.
I'm going to assume you're able to get the one success, so yep.
Amazing.
You're able to present that to him.
Okay. Good day, fellow. I'm hoping you can help me. Were you around earlier this evening, around sunset?
Say again.
Were you around this evening, around sunset?
Yes. I've been drowsing here for the entire day.
And did you see my colleague, the gentleman you had a conversation with yesterday? He paid for the room.
They might have gone past. I don't remember anything specific. Sorry, I've been struggling with sleep, so
Is there any check I can do to figure out if he looks like he's a bit bewildered, having had his mind messed with? Is there anything that would give that impression?
He seems very, very worn out and tired. Like he's forcing himself to stay awake. He is forcing himself to be somewhat alert, and it's getting to the point of failing.
Okay. Well, thank you. Do try and get some sleep, and I'll turn around and leave.
Okay. You leave.
And then I'm guessing we'll get ready to go. Fuck.
Okay. So, you get back to the little stable area attached to the tavern, and what is happening there according to,
Me, maybe.
Yes.
So, Asta went back into the tavern. While she did that, Lothar took his horse and bolted.
Ooh.
So,
Are you fucking kidding me? Am I like the unpopular kid in school?
Rob, the notes are disappearing because I made a contacting the almighty ST chat so that the random conversations we're having in here don't go over my notes. Just because it's flooding my notes channel and I have to keep going up very
I can't
far.
believe you all have ditched me.
I'm sorry, I don't get a choice. It was Rob's fault. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But Lothar too, though.
I'm sorry. Oh, wait.
Balance took off and Lothar has to go look for him. And
Yeah, but
the
you
wagon
didn't
and all
say
these other
anything to
people are
me.
just slowing him down.
Yeah, it's like
He panicked.
Okay, cool. got fucking lied to my face as well.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
Yes.
Hey, fun. The only thing I can do is continue on with the plan. I'll explain that. I'm guessing Katrina's like, where the fuck did that guy just go?
Sorry.
And then I guess, yeah, we'll head off if she's not too perturbed by what's been going on.
Oh, it is rather odd that you would have a lord disappear and then the knight run off in any random direction afterwards.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Sometimes these roses can get a bit distracted.
Well, I'm glad to be in better company than that. Then again, I know a rose that is quite, well, friendly at least, in Munich. That, Arlette. Yes, Arlette.
Yes. The lovely Arlette.
I'll have to go and introduce myself again to them at some point.
No, you don't.
But for now, let us head back.
That's my
This will
food
be
now.
interesting.
Bad kitty.
Oh, you're talking to the cat.
Oh, my mic's on, sorry.
Yes. So, you start to head back.
Yeah.
On the way back, you will stop off in probably the same villages.
Mm-hmm.
Katrina is pleasant and pays for rooms. In the place that you stopped with the other caravans, you will notice that there is a pile of clothing just abandoned. You will recognize the clothing as the clothes worn by the fellow who was trading odd items.
Huh.
There is just a pile of clothes as if the body itself disappeared and the clothes were
Sullivan
left.
is that?
Yes.
Whoa. I don't think it would be appropriate for me to stop, but I'm kind of perturbed by that, and like the fact that I'm on my own with this lady, I don't think I want to engage with anything that might be involved in, so I'm just going to file that away for some weird bullshit later, and just carry on.
Okay. You will head back towards Munich. So, we now have to deal with where everyone met up for heading to Rosenheim was at the edge of Crispin's manor.
No, it was at the house.
Okay.
Yeah, because
my-
Valens had gone back to.
I went to Victor's and then we rendezvoused back at Valens.
Even though we,
Valens had like put a blanket on Ivan and stuff.
even though we said we'd meet up at Crispin's.
Okay, so it was Crispin's where people were meant to meet up, and the actual place that people met up was at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lothar and Valens are at the edge of Crispin's gate,
Mm-hmm.
waiting.
Oh, okay. This isn't the way you said that.
This is where they agreed to wait, so why would they not be there?
Okay. You said my thing was gonna happen after I spoke to Ivan, but okay.
This would make more sense, I believe.
Okay. Never mind then.
When is this?
This is before anything happening for Rosenheim.
Oh, right, okay. So like a flashback.
So is this
Yes.
before I go check Ivan, or?
This is likely before that, yes,
Oh,
before
okay.
you do the final check. So, a young boy will run down the pathway towards here, holding a letter.
Can I accept the letter from him?
The letter is handed over
Sorry
to
about that.
whoever gestures their hand forward first. It is covered in child dirt and sweat, and the child will effectively just hold out its hands for payment.
Gives a coin.
I'll give him some. Yeah.
The child will thank and will run off.
Okay, when he's gone, I'll open the letter and show it to Valens.
The note will effectively read that I have started my travel to Rosenheim and I have acquired Asta. You two need not follow.
Oh.
And it's signed by the name Saskia.
Oh. Both are.
Yes.
We can just go home, apparently. Saskia's just gone with Asta.
They couldn't wait. We've got horses now.
Apparently not. No.
All of the horses and such were at the actual manor, I believe.
No, they weren't. You said that we were at Crispin's, meaning that we'd just got the horses, and we were walking back to the house.
One is at Valens' Manor, and two are with them now, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In that case, you
Yeah.
have horses.
Should we?
Should we return them? Like, tell them we don't need them any longer?
I guess. They wander back up to Crispin and knock on the door.
Apologies. We won't actually be needing the horses.
What, Rob?
You haven't been gone very long. Are you all right? Did you forget something?
Apparently we don't need to go there anymore.
Why not?
Our coterie member went without us.
That... He just looks blank for a second and downwards. That doesn't seem right.
The Ventra.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, Saskia's not been true.
Fair point.
No.
Hands him letter.
I don't know Saskia's handwriting, and this is very... Have it back. This is worse than most of the things that Miklaus makes mess over. Well, just trust me, I have a bad thought about this.
Do you think it's a forgery?
Maybe.
Right. So what should we do?
Well, we could look for Asta.
I guess.
That or continue to Rosenheim and hope that we encounter her along the way? I don't know.
Neither do I.
Well,
I
think... I'm not sure. Check everything is in order at your home. Or homes. I have a bad... I have an unsettled feeling upon seeing this letter. But, to put it very simply, someone has definitely masked this letter from certain things I can do. Meaning they might have expected one of you to be able to... both of you to be able to do it. As he looks over the Toreador and the definitely certain something else with a certain discipline.
With a certain discipline?
Yes.
Also, I realize I should have asked the kid who sent them, because now the kid is gone. OMG.
That is a good point, yeah. Right, let's go home and check.
Yeah.
Mostly because that's when we actually met Asta, so I guess that's a good idea. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go home?
Post haste.
You return home.
Yeah.
and you go to head upstairs.
Okay. Did I get any
As you-
pings about anything being in my domain?
You did not get any pings of anything passing the threshold of your domain.
Oh, so there's no Asta here then.
They are currently upstairs.
Who?
The priest.
Okay.
And they are apparently just finishing some kind of conversation with Ivan, who has just left, and look towards you and look confused.
Right, Rob, I'm really confused here because last session we already did us coming here, me checking on Ivan when he's asleep, and now that's not happened because we were apparently somewhere else, which was apparently before that happened, and now you're saying that Ivan's already awake, meaning that the thing I did can't happen now?
My understanding of where people actually left from was leaving straight from Crispin's.
No, they left from the front of the house. This house.
Right. In that case, scrap the being at Crispin's. The letter will have arrived at the house, being pushed under the door.
Okay.
That was me misunderstanding where things left off at that point.
Did they still know it's dodgy then? Because Crispin was kind of driving that there.
I'd assume not.
Yeah, I would assume not. So Crispin's insight is removed from the equation. I am sorry.
Right. So have I still gone to check on Ivan?
Yes.
And, covered him over and stuff? Have I gone back to Lothar yet?
Well, I had, probably will just be, ready to go, stood by the front door, and then when this thing comes in, then obviously I can't read it, so I would pick it up, go find you, and then bada bing, bada boom. What is this letter? Where is she gone?
Right, okay. So you'd get the letter, and then you'd come up to find me as I'm leaving Ivan.
It's like the one time that not being able to read has come in handy.
So, you check on Ivan, and the priest is heading upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think by this point I would have woken him up and told him that we're leaving, etc.
Is he alright?
He is asleep.
Alright. Well, I hope that I hope that both of you and Lothar are alright with whatever happened with him. He seemed to be doing quite well, and I leave him in peace. I woke up with a nightmare. Apologies.
It's alright.
So, he will... Oh. If I should need anything, where might I find you? Usually? Do you have a office?
Usually you'd find me at the blacksmith's.
So, when I am departing tomorrow, I should go there.
Most likely, yes.
Alright.
Unless I'm just here. Obviously.
When do you tend to be here?
Early evening.
Alright. I may put off leaving till a little bit later then. Make sure I say my goodbyes. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course.
And he will go back downstairs. Mons is free to do as he wishes, probably goes down to Lothar.
What do you
Okay. Fair enough. I am very confused, but sure. I guess I go to Lothar. Right. Sorry, Rob told me a lot of events were going to happen, and apparently they're not happening anymore? So I'm confused.
I'm lost.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm also lost. I'm very, very lost.
In that case, while the priest is talking to Valens, will you roll me your soak, please?
What?
Will you roll me your soak?
Okay.
27.
Yes.
We'll go back to the original plan, and we'll go from there.
Thank you. Now I get to. Well, now I don't have your plan completely just change in the middle of. Okay. For difficulty 7.
Yes. And I will roll what is needed to
1.
the damage.
Cool.
Oof. It's not good.
No, it's
Sorry
not.
to mess around here. This was meant to be a clever thing, and I have absolutely butchered execution.
You're fine.
So you got 1.
Yeah, I got 1.
Please take 4 levels of lethal damage.
Ish.
In fact, no,
Did the
3 levels
priest-
of lethal damage and 1 aggravated as you are stabbed from behind.
Oof.
And
Not
then
the priest. Who's
then the
doing
priest
this?
goes into a trance.
One. I'm trying to put these things on here. Sorry about that, by the way, guys. Rob warned me that this thing would happen to the character so that I wouldn't be confused with what was happening for the actual session thing, and then he just completely changed everything, and I was very disoriented and very, very confused.
I was the same. I didn't think an opportunity was really there, so I wanted to change things, but instead I will just have the original plan happen with the predetermined damage. That was me
Okay,
doing a mistake.
so 3, and then there's an asterisk, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 3 X's and an asterisk?
Yes.
Okay, done.
hmm
What has Sigmund done? Who's Sigmund?
Sigmund
The
is
priest.
the priest.
Oh.
My rival.
Your rival.
If they're not my Bezzy, they're my rival.
Fair.
So, the last thing that Valens sees is a bag being put over his head.
Okay.
Lothar,
Mm-hmm.
Valens walks down the stairs.
Okay. I was gonna ask where I was when this happened.
You are in the foyer by the door. You've just got the letter.
Okay. I'll give Valens the letter and let him know that this has just come through the door.
Oh. Opens the letter and reads it out loud.
It is as before, stating that Saskia has basically stolen away Asta and taken her off to Rosenheim.
In which case, Lothar would ask Valens, what do they do now? Do they try to catch up to them? Do they stay here and carry on? What do we do now?
You may as well just stay here. Ah, thanks, Rob.
The priest will wander down the stairs and rub his head. Ivan seems to be very much asleep and worn out after the stressful situations he's had. Are both of you doing alright?
Yes, we're fine. We're just going to go meet up with our friend. You look like you need some rest.
Yes,
You should go to sleep.
I should. He'll wander off.
So, Lothar,
Yeah.
should we... Let's go to Elysium and check. In fact, can you
Check
do
if
that?
Asta's there.
Yes, can you do that? I'm just going to
Yeah.
finish getting the horses sorted. We may as well split tasks.
Yeah, okay. I'll go to Elysium and look for Asta.
Thank you.
So, Lothar goes off to Elysium. In Elysium, there will be a small gathering of people, including a small number of Ventru, namely both sheriffs and Rambert.
All right. I'll look. Obviously, I'll look for Asta, and if I can't see her, then I might try to ask one of these Ventru if they know where she is.
Rambert will look towards Asta's sire and then look back towards Lothar. Why, I believe that Asta was traveling to Rosenheim. I thought that you were all going with them.
That was the plan, and it appears to have changed.
Oh. Do you have any other plans or anything you need to get on with? Is there anything at all you want to share with me?
I don't think so.
I swear I saw you with Asta and Valens recently. Weren't you just heading off?
Recently tonight?
Yes.
We were arranging, getting horses ready and everything. And then while we were separated, we got a letter to say that Asta had left for Rosenheim with Saskia and no longer needed us to come with her. I'm trying to remember if Lothar would have known that Asta had gone to see Victor. Would he know? I think he knew. Okay, so he'll say she had gone to visit Victor before setting off on our travels.
And Saskia retrieved them from there. I very much doubt that that cold-hearted Rose would ever want to associate with Victor. You may wish to catch up with Victor. Oh, wait. Apologies, Lothar. I've remembered what day it is, and I believe I know why a certain number of plans might have gone badly. You might want to deal with personal affairs. Although at the same time, Asta being separated off is not the best. That is not what we were hoping to do. But I guess that conversation can wait.
What day is it?
An unofficial announcement is being made. At least to the prince. Apologies that you have had your plans changed. At least it means you have time to yourself.
I mean, I'm not bothered about the plans. I just worry where Asta is.
Astra is very strong-willed and is a potent Ventrum. I am sure that she will manage to survive this. There is no threat to her being. There should be no threat to any livelihood of hers. He looks towards Heinrich and just states effectively to the air, I'm going to be having words with a certain Primogen. After all of this, maybe two Primogens, as they are interfering with each other and the prince's needs. Thank you for informing me of this.
Mm-hmm.
Effectively, any small talk that you wish to have with Rembert will happen. He's happy to inform you of any little local events or any noble movements, but there won't really be much of substance.
That's fine. After that, should I head back to Valens to report back that I've not been able to find her and that something is afoot, but it's all very vague?
You, Lothar will return to the house and there'll be no sign of Valens. There will be no sign of, well, anything being ready to leave. Valens.
Yep.
You are unmasked and a thing is pulled out of your back and heart.
Oof. Uh-huh.
And you are in a marble-floored room.
Okay. Since I have been unmasked already, I guess there's no need for Valens to say the thing that is the only reason I knew any of this was happening. So fair enough.
You are currently unaware of anything around you. You are facing the floor.
Ah, okay. Then, Valens will spend a willpower to contain a frenzy.
Okay.
Because you're meant to frenzy when you're unstaked, aren't you?
Yes. You're able to resist that, but if you're spending the willpower, then you don't.
Mm-hmm. And he will state in the weird old Greek language thing, release me now or feel the wrath of Byzantium.
Ooh.
The voice of Titus from in front of you will state, I do not fear their wrath, and when you are in my domain, you will address me in the local tongue. Speak German.
Valens' jaw will just drop as he glances up and then lowers his head again. And and responding, huh? What?
I was just about to say who else is in the room.
Okay.
Well, yeah, there is the prince, there is Theodore next to him, and there is a Jerry behind you who will quickly bow and leave.
Am I standing or sitting or what?
You are kneeling.
Okay. I will shift to kneel properly, put my arm across my chest, lower my head, and apologize profusely to the prince.
As you are doing that, Rafe will enter the room and will look towards you and join with the rest of them.
Head is down, I do not know this.
What is it you're aware of about the circumstances of your siring?
I was killed by Asta and then Velma sired me.
You are certain that it was Velma who sired you?
That's
Or
what
is
she
that just
told
what you have
me.
been told? Then I have been led to believe that she is ignorant. There will be almost a snigger from Theodore. I I have been informed that you possess quite thick blood, far thicker than she is able to offer you. Who was your master?
My master was Alaric.
Did he mark you before you were sent here?
Yes.
In that case, he has gifted you with the curse of Cain. He is the one who has done this to you. You are now bonded to him for all of eternity.
What?
To assist you in the process needed to separate yourself from him before he sinks his talons any further, you're going to be put under the protection of Wraith, my childer. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Do you have any questions?
So I'm not a Tremere?
No, it does not appear so.
Hmm.
The language you spoke, why is it you speak that tongue? It is a very rare dialect from a now removed and opposed family, from my knowledge.
There's a... I know it because I was taught it.
Why would you be taught such a thing?
Because at one point I was meant to be, or at least supposedly meant to be, a ruler of my lands.
What level of ruler were you meant to be? A lord, a prince, a duke?
An emperor.
You are of that bloodline then, fair enough. Well done on your inheritance. Maybe one day you will be able to seek such power again, or most likely better with your newfound abilities. You may earn your citizenship of this new Rome, but understand that I have eyes on you. Your family is a proud one that was chosen by my descendants. I hope you live up to this. I have high expectations, and Wraith will be able to enforce them.
Why did I have a bag over my head, and why does my chest hurt so much?
Your chest hurts because you were stabbed through the heart. To make sure that you were subdued and would be here promptly. And unprepared, more importantly. I have been made aware that you possess certain sorceries, and I did not wish to risk any of those sorceries being prepared in advance.
He looks confused and glances up to Titus because he has had his head down this entire time. In advance for what?
Meeting with me. I do not know if your master, and now sire, had any direct influence over you at the time. Wraith will fill you in on the duties of nobles in this area, and will make sure that you are shown the proper etiquette to deal with kindred around here. I trust that you have already been trained in the behavior of a noble, but I wish to make sure that you are able to fit in locally, and that you will not go without. You might prove to be one of the most valuable kindred, and I wish to offer you the ability to remove that link to your sire the one way I know how.
And what way would that be?
That will come when you are ready. And at that point you will be ready to take that power for yourself. And you will likely no longer need this domain.
Right. All right. Well, this is
Did you have
trouble.
any mentors?
Hmm?
Did you have any mentors, and what were you mentored in?
I had one.
And what did they train you in?
Give me a second to get the notes up, Rob. When it loads. Languages, etiquette, sword play.
Robot.
Great.
Say again.
Give me a
You're
minute.
clear
I'm gonna swap head. Okay, I'm not gonna swap headsets. Languages, general etiquette, swordplay, history, general knowledges.
Then you should have decent foundations. You understand where Rafe usually keeps haven, or at least where Rafe does business, do you not?
Yes.
Rafe will state where he usually lives in a building currently under construction near the palace.
Mm-hmm.
You may leave and return home whenever you wish. Rafe will find you in a few days' time, and your teachings shall begin.
Why?
Why? To what?
Why aren't you just outright killing me?
Why would I waste someone who is not my enemy?
I'm glad to see that you're aware that I'm not your enemy.
Not yet.
I don't plan to be. I respect you and I respect your domain.
Good. I hope you do not become an enemy of this domain. You do not seem to be working against it.
Of course not.
Now, do you have anything at all that you wish to share with us? I'm aware that you have shared a great number of details with Theodore already about someone.
I've shared more than just details with Theodore.
I am aware.
Oh, I don't need any of that anymore, do I?
No, but neither do we.
Hmm.
You may find use of having his materials about.
All right. Is there anything you'd have me do other than await Rafe's lessons?
Hmm. No, not currently. Continue to make sure that my primogens are given what they need. Make sure that the domain is secure, and that those who would cause me issue, those in that anarch movement, or that religious cult, are kept away. Maintain the masquerade above all.
As you wish.
Now, if you have no further questions, you are free to leave. There is a jacket on the floor by the door so that you might cover the hole in your back and shirt.
He will look alarmed for a moment, process it, and just nod. He leaves.
Now. Yes.
He does not turn away and has his head lowered the entire time.
Mm-hmm. Vaughn leaves.
That gap.
Ivan will come downstairs upon hearing that Lothar has returned and look confused and concerned.
That's the both of us.
Same.
Lothar,
Yes.
I didn't realise just how much a blood bond did.
I didn't know that either, so I'm sorry for putting you through that.
It's fine. A lot went away when that was broken, but there's still plenty of adoration and respect, I believe. I'm sorry for hiding away. I very much want to make sure I maintain your company.
You can take all the time you need to yourself. You don't have to apologize.
It's... Lothar?
Yeah.
Do you know why it was that I was treated the way I was by that uncle? And why I was going off to be with priests?
When we were children? Like,
Yes.
that was a long time ago. I could, conjecture.
I apparently had a lot of very ungodly thoughts, and, well, they were to be taught. I was to be taught differently, and to be given the light of God and the opportunity to repent. At the same time, I was to be able to study and read all of the texts that they have in monasteries, and likely travel. But I got to travel with you. And even if I don't have access to libraries, I've at least got actual experience. So I appreciate that.
I was just gonna say, I'll fill a library for you. I've got all the time to do that, and I've never said it to you, I think, because I don't want to insult your beliefs, but if a god doesn't accept love in different forms, then that's not the kind of god that I think deserves respect, but that's just my opinion.
I am more than sure that, well, God made us all, and he is the one who afflicts us with the curse or blessing of affection. The only people who are against any of that are those who have not been shown the light of God. So I am comfortable, more so, in myself each day. And honestly, talking with that La Sombra has helped. Depending on how these next few years go, I may still end up joining a monastery. But I would want to make sure it is somewhere near to you.
If it's your choice, then that's what's best.
I have one more thing at the moment that is a conflict.
What's that?
He takes out a piece of parchment from his pocket and just starts to read a poem. The poem effectively seems to be along the lines of, he remembers what the Blood Bond felt like. He doesn't like that things have been lessened. He has a strange hunger. And he wants to make sure things are still real.
Mm-hmm. Can I spend a willpower to not clan curse or something?
Yes, you can. That way you are fully aware of what he's talking about.
Okay. I'm paying attention, hon, I promise. Thank you, Peanut Gallery, with a many months later gift.
I'm so sorry. It's totally the Toreador thing, though. You're gonna be stood in the entranceway.
Yeah, I know. Don't apologize. Like, that's why I spent the willpower. See, I always knew this day was gonna come. So I thought about what I would do, and that is spend willpower.
So, how do you think I should approach this situation? Do you think I should just go back to how things were, or should I just wait for the hunger to go away?
It's entirely your choice. Anything you want me to do, just say. But you don't need to rush anything.
What's more important, what I want or what I believe I need?
That's not for me to decide for you.
That is both appreciated and understood.
I'm sorry, Rob, I realize that's not helpful.
It was really one of those like sensei moments where you're looking for a direct answer and you give like some really wise but equally
I've done like some
irritating
Yoda
answer.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do or do not. There is no try. Just feel or don't. Just fucking do it. I'm sorry.
It's totes that's what you would say though if you're a good partner.
Like, I am fully prepared for Ivan to break my heart. Like,
No.
he's made his peace with that.
Character progression?
Oh,
Or character destruction. Which way will it go?
you'll spend eternity
Oh.
chasing Ivan's poetry. Oh.
Both is good.
I believe I am going to follow in Valen's footsteps with this. And I may need their help with getting away from this. Whatever happens, don't let me drink kindred blood. Promise me this.
I promise.
So while you are around me,
No.
while you are there, and you can, you stop me from drinking that.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
This is when you just walk in one day and he's eating a human.
Oh, that's so cute.
I hope it's not.
Little cannibal baby.
No, that's not
Depends on the
cute.
human. It depends on the human.
Yeah, it depends.
You people concern me greatly. I mean literally eating the flesh.
Yeah, but... Oh, I'm not going to get into it. Never mind.
Okay, moving on.
No. I'm actually pescatarian.
I just want to point out that like you not getting into it makes it sound weirder because we don't know what it actually is, just what our imaginations make it. So if you're happy with that, then we can move on. But
Yes. Yes.
make you aware.
It adds to my image. My
Right.
persona, if you will.
I really do appreciate your help, Lothar, throughout all of these years, and you've certainly given me a lot of experiences to look back on. Thank you.
Yeah. The only thing is, if you're not going to drink kindred blood, then that makes you more vulnerable, like with the stabbing and the poisoning. So I'll just have to be that much more vigilant to protect you.
I trust you. I know you can do this. And, well, he just goes over and gives Lothar a hug.
Oh, huggles.
That's cute.
I'm gonna get proper rest.
I'll just look for Valens.
Can Valens get home yet, Rob?
Valens will arrive home.
So the Valens that told Lothar to go to Elysium
Was not
that
Valens.
Valens left the
Nope.
house?
That Valens is not here.
Okay, that's fine. Just checking. I'm just trying to keep track of how many doppelgangers there are where.
Too many. The
This-
answer is it's far, far too easy to do this as long as someone has less than Auspex 3.
Ah, I see.
And I did not realise just
I almost
how
leveled that up.
I didn't realise just how potent Obfuscate was.
Obfuscate is scary.
All disciplines are scary if you're completely honest with it, because remember, completely rewriting someone's memory with a third dot in
Wild.
discipline.
By the way, did Asta ask her about that?
Who, what, when, what? Katrina.
Yeah.
I don't think we had much of a conversation on the road, but I can do.
Oof.
That guy's just been left there.
Well, yeah, actually had some other things on our mind.
People are unaware of what happened to that poor tavern keeper's daughter.
Fuck.
I'm sure the Malkavian would have said something to Victor. They intended to. Oops.
It's fine.
What?
Keep going.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was a bit of info that
Malkavian.
didn't. Nothing? I wasn't meant to
Obviously the one
say
that's using
that.
obfuscate spoilers.
I wasn't meant to say that. I'm sorry.
And you wonder why we think you've got more access to the story than we do. You have all of these secrets.
You tricksy.
It just got like sprung on me. I didn't know. I was just told what would be happening with Valens during this instead, and then Rob changed it, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Valens walks in. He is wearing a strange jacket you've never seen before.
There's a Lothar there, able
Yes.
to do things.
Valens just looks kind of
Oh, sorry.
distraught.
Sorry, I didn't jump in just because I wasn't sure what Asta was up to over with Katrina.
It's all good. Carry on.
He'll probably just still be, well, in fact, asking where Asta is if Valens is, because he's gone to Elysium, hasn't learned where she is, but there is definitely something going on today, and does Valens know what that is? Like, realizing as he's saying that Valens probably knows exactly what's going on.
Valens has no idea and doesn't actually seem to be listening to what you're saying right now. And it's kind of just staring at the floor.
So Lothar could tell you that Ivan has made some announcements to him, and that they've had a whole thing go on, and Valens wouldn't react.
Mm-hmm. He looks distraught. I'm laughing at the gif, not at the Valens being distraught. Valens is heartbroken. Haha. Yeah, Valens is just essentially he walks through the door and just stands there. His body language is all just hunched over, and he essentially just looks defeated.
What's going on? Where did you go? I thought I couldn't find you, but I just thought you were indisposed.
He will take off the jacket. You will see the hole going through his chest and back.
From behind, eventually going underneath the ribs.
So that death becomes her gift is a bit more appropriate than I realized.
Yeah, there is a hole that is probably about 2 inches wide that has punctured up from below the ribs into roughly where the heart and lungs would be.
What can I do to help? Who did that? What?
Lothar.
Probably reverse those questions. Who did that, and what can I do to help? Sorry.
Lothar. I'm not a Tremere.
Okay, you're injured?
Yes, I am. It probably isn't safe for you to stay here anymore.
And Ivan?
I don't know. I hope things are fine, but I don't. I just don't. He will lift his head and look at Lothar and look like he's about to cry.
If it's not safe, then surely that's the reason that I'm here, is to make it safe for you.
Note that blood wells up in Valens' eyes. Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
exactly
Rachel.
that.
What the dickens?
I had that one locked and loaded.
Her hands look like a completely different. Whose hands are those?
They're just the same person's hands, they're just not covered in fake tan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because you can see her fingers where she's applied the fake tan are that colour, but it's just the rest of her hand is not. Wah, wah.
OMG.
I have siblings, I know what
Reminds
fake
me of
tan looks
ASU.
like.
Wait, ESU, Arizona, fake tan.
Arizona State.
But
Yeah.
it's sunny, yo.
Yeah, but you don't want like actual sun. That's skin cancer, bro.
Jesus.
Trust me, there are so many fake tannin salons in Phoenix.
See, the options for having tan skin are natural light, where natural light has still got UV. Is it C or is it UVA that is the cancer one?
I don't know, one of them.
Anyway,
You've got-
Maybe A.
I think it's A. Then you've got tanning booths, which is mostly A, or you've got the choice of dyeing your skin orange.
Yeah,
Goth is way more fun.
it's gross. Yeah, I tried the fake tanning thing and it was the most disgusting thing. Anyway, but so when Valens is welling up, Lothar was gonna just be like, obviously, like there's the fear for Ivan, but then that will be overridden by I have to be strong and try to make Valens feel like he's protected, because he is.
What is your nature?
Ooh,
They're not soldier.
it is Bravo.
Let me just double check what is it that's meant to restore willpower for that, just to make sure.
Being aggressive.
It is just aggressive.
So not great in this situation. Yeah, like being a bully, being intimidating, socially or physically.
Okay,
Rob, where's Crook?
Which,
good question.
Because Crook was just asleep upstairs.
He's probably still just asleep upstairs. He's probably slept through this entire little event.
I
So,
was super knackered when I woke him up just before we left.
so Lothar
it's cool, you
Valens
don't
will
need
be,
him. I'm here to keep you safe, hon.
Valens will be shaking as he is trying to hold back tears.
You can decline, but do you need my blood
What?
to heal? Do
No.
you need blood? I can go and get you somebody.
Wait, you can heal this? He looks down.
I thought blood helped heal faster. It helped when Ivan was hurt.
Valens does the concentratey thing. And do I need to spend 3 blood points to heal the 3 thingy, Rob?
You would need 3 blood points to heal the normal damage, and you may spend 2 of 5 to start healing the aggravated.
Yay!
So the outside of the wound will heal up, but the heart is still slightly damaged.
4, 5, 4.
So, Valens, Is this showing weakness?
I don't think that being able to confide in your friends is showing a weakness.
That's
Fucking
so emotional. I love it.
Yep, that hit me.
I love it.
Okay.
I think this is
So
Velen
If it
seeing
helps-
strength in his allies.
Yeah, if it helps, Lothar would not see this as a weakness, especially because it's just the two of them. It's a private situation. I don't know if that would help, but I'm just thinking.
So, is this a matter of trying to deceive someone, or is it the genuine belief that you are currently doing a thing that is not shameful because it is between someone that is an ally?
The second
Are
one.
they a peer?
They are an ally.
They are an ally, and this does not weaken your connection to them, it only strengthens it.
Mm-hmm.
Is crying in such a way a shameful act?
I wouldn't say so.
It's manly as hell.
It's more considering the current connotations to his role in society.
I think you could make that argument certainly if there was lessers here, but it's him and his
Knight.
servant essentially. Yeah. It's him and his knight.
All right.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make me roll path, Rob.
I still think there needs to be a roll, but I don't think the difficulty is going to be very high.
Okay, fair enough.
Considering all of the reasoning,
Mm-hmm.
effectively this is just make sure you don't roll lots of ones.
Mm-hmm.
I will call it difficulty 2, considering all of the reasoning behind it.
Then what's the point in roll? Okay.
Just in case.
Sure. Okay. What do you roll again? Is it conscience,
Your
conviction? Okay. Fail.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. So why exactly is it that I'm rolling? How does this go against the...
because I still believe that this holds within showing weakness. But then again, it isn't an inferior. But at least now you're saying it's not an inferior.
No, it's
They
not.
are appear to you.
Uh-huh. So I don't get why this is a path test. And I don't get how being in touch with your emotions is a weakness, Rob.
I'm more or less thinking with the connotations at the time, and he will have been taught that that is the case.
Okay. That still doesn't change
Fine.
the fact that he's not an inferior, so there's no reason for this roll.
Yeah, I will.
There is nothing on this path that is being
Never
broken
mind.
here, Rob, even word for
No.
word. Which
Never
is...
mind.
Okay, I'll stop talking.
I agree that that was a uncalled for roll.
Mm-hmm. Considering how yesterday, when I spoke to you about this, you told me that I shouldn't be just taking everything word for word, and it should be how the
Yes.
character sees it, and then as soon as I told you how the character saw it, you just went that I had to roll at difficulty 2. You're not exactly being fair there, Rob.
That is fair enough. Yeah, there was no need for a roll there. The way that the character interprets the path means that nothing was breached.
And the way that the path is even written, nothing was breached.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you made it difficulty 2 just said that you just made me roll for no reason. You were just making me roll for the sake of rolling.
Yes.
That was not nice, Rob.
There was no need to make you roll, I am sorry.
Mm-hmm. Nice to see this is happening again.
I am correcting it. I am saying that there was no need for the roll. I am not enforcing the fact that I made you roll something for no reason.
Okay, Rob.
I'm just reading through all the actual descriptions for it just to see how everything lines up for it. And yeah.
Top of my
There was
notes
no
page,
reason.
Rob.
Yep. So yeah, never mind that. Sorry about interrupting the scene.
So, repeat of the chicken coop over. Rob still feels the need to make me roll for no reason, which is lovely after a year and a half. So yes, Balance does a cry, I guess. And whatever else was happening in the scene like 10 minutes ago happens. I don't know.
It's okay, guys. Like, we're still getting to grips with it. Like,
What were we doing?
There was an offer to fetch you blood / you were expending blood to recover the damage.
The heal thing. I am mostly healed up.
I believe physically you are now fully healed, at least visibly.
Okay. So, Lothar will get to see that hole just go. Ew.
Brilliant.
That would make some very disgusting sounds. Ew. Anyway, yeah. So Valens will just take off the holy shirt and just throw it on the ground. So, I'm not a Tremere. And Velma didn't sire me.
Who did? Do you know?
He just
You don't have to tell me.
He just does the bitch you know who face.
Yes. Understood.
According to Titus, I am now bound to that creature for the rest of eternity.
Didn't you break your blood bonds?
Yes. But now a piece of him is a piece of me.
That's above Lothar's pay grade, I'm afraid.
So,
You'll just get a yes, my lord.
that will sting, and you will see him wince slightly when you say that.
Oh, heck. He didn't mean it in a disrespectful way at all.
It's more of a you being formal whilst he's actually, being personal with you.
Fair.
It's just a oof.
And if you react that way, he will apologize. But it'll be when you tell somebody not to call you something, but then they get nervous and they do it anyway, even though. So he said, you were saying that thing, and then he said, yes, my lord, and then you reacted, and then he's going to say, I'm sorry, lord. Like, just he's going into like panic mode, where all he can think is to try to be as polite as he can and inoffensive, and yeah, he's a bit wigged out. But again, he's not trying to be offensive.
Valens is the upset boy. Do you know where Crook is?
I can go find him.
I'd appreciate that.
Okay, I'll excuse myself and go find Crook.
Okay.
I'm very grateful to have a
Wait,
reason
kill
to...
Crook? What? Why would we kill Crook?
Find.
No,
What
Rob,
y'all
the
doing?
GIF.
That is not about killing.
No, that came up earlier.
No.
Oh, okay. Right. Fair enough. Don't kill Crook. Crook's my friend.
Ain't no Crook killing happening.
Crook is still very much snoring in that room.
I will politely wake him. I will mark Ribble. Get up, bitch, wake up. How does the ringtone go? Wake up!
along those lines, but with a better.
Rachel, this one. Yeah. Yeah, y'all know.
It is
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
There will be stirring within the room. And eventually the door is opened to a very disgruntled and tired Crook.
When the door opens, I'll tell him that Valence has been injured and has requested Kirk's presence.
What? He just runs downstairs.
Yes.
Valence?
Hi.
Valence? Are you alright?
I got staked.
What?
I have healed. I am not a Tremere. Velma did not sire me. I am now apparently going to be watched.
Why?
Because
So that thing is still haunting us both.
both.
Well, he's going to keep interacting with everything here, isn't he? If you're like that, is there anything I can do to help you at all? Anything at all that we can do to try and stop or undo any of this?
I don't know.
Is there a way to undo it and you not be dead?
No,
Are you sure?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Titus said something about how he knows a way to get rid of his influence on me or something, and apparently he will help with that when the time comes, but I don't know. And apparently now I'm being watched and I have to be apparently Rafe, his childer or something, has to teach me things now. And I'm apparently being tutored in how to be a noble kindred, which is going to be interesting.
well, good luck. I hope I can help. I don't. Let's just work towards getting you safe and see what it is that prince has in mind eventually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he knows who I am now.
That's good.
I may have accidentally threatened him.
That's not so good. How did he take that? Did he know it was a misunderstanding or
He took it well.
similar?
I think it's okay. Oh, and Asta's missing.
Yeah, like she's probably already made her way back to Munich by now.
Oh,
I mean, just the trip there takes 2 days.
No, I just mean like how long it's actually been since Rachel's been on.
I've got one more scene to do, and that's with her. That is my tick list done then.
Make it a long one, Rob, if you can.
Yes. So, what can we do now? I guess we wait for Asta to return and then fortify.
I suppose.
I guess I go back to work tomorrow. He just suddenly looks very, very tired. go back to work tomorrow and I get whatever I can to make sure here is safe for everyone.
It's okay. Take your rest.
That's what today is. Can I do anything right now? At all?
Is the hole closed up?
Chest.
What?
As he rubs his chest.
Can you tell me if the hole in my back's closed up?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to go and think.
I will sleep. He drags himself back to that bedroom
Mm-hmm.
and will promptly collapse.
And Val's just goes to sit in, I guess, the living room for when we actually pick up with that stuff again. Because of the thing me and Rach talked about with that, I think would be a... Wait, no, it'll take a couple of days for her to get back. Never mind. That's a stupid idea.
It's not a stupid idea.
Okay.
But yeah. And from there, Rach,
Yeah.
does Asta wish to talk to Katrina about anything on the way back to Munich?
It's a bit of an opportunity to have a clearly somewhat powerful Ventru kind of not held hostage, but kind of a hostage audience, let's say, for a prolonged period of time. So I think she'd probably feel a little bit tentative at first and sort of take the cue from her as to how talkative she is. She doesn't want to like pry, but certainly should, if it felt safe to do so, she would, I don't know, have a little poke and prod about what she knows and what she can teach her.
In general, for that, it'll be a case of just make sure that you're in control of those who are trying to be in control of you. Make sure that you aren't being pushed around and you're making an actual choice.
I think I've seen to at least the beginnings of that. I'm no longer bonded to anyone.
Good. Good. You don't want to be bonded to anyone, but you want people to be bound to you. Just be careful with the blood bond. It can sour very quickly if you're not careful. That said, use that against others who rely far too much on it.
Is there a way, I hope it's not too forward of a question, but is there a way that you know of to guard against others who would seek to play with my mind?
Well, never make eye contact with someone that you don't believe you can overpower in a game of will.
Such good advice.
At all points in time, she'll be staring forward.
Amazing. Then I will quickly adopt said advice, and can't believe I hadn't thought of it before, because I know that my dominate requires eye contact. Okay. So I think Asta will feel a little bit more comfortable with that, because she's been like really, that's a super helpful thing to know. So feeling a little bit braver, she'll ask her, might I ask what your plans are when you arrive in Munich and have gotten settled?
To put it very simply, it's to see if everyone who's in the positions they're in deserves to be there. And should there be anyone who doesn't deserve it, to make sure that, well, they're replaced by someone a lot more worthy.
And Again, I do apologize if I'm overstepping, but are you acting in as a representative for someone, or is this your role? What drives your efforts?
The only person who represents me is myself. The only person I represent is myself. My noble family has moved on from my time as a mortal. And, well, I guess we will see. The thing that drives me is to make sure that those who have wronged me in the past are dealt with justly.
I can understand that feeling. I hope those efforts are successful. Do you have prior knowledge of the prince?
Very little. I know he's old. I know he is a Ventru, and I know that he is from where I just came from.
If you have any questions that I'm in possession of the answers to, I would be glad to answer any questions you've got.
Do you know of other key figures, other elders, primogens that I should deal with?
Certainly, and I'll start listing out the primogens, starting off with, of course, Victor, and then moving down the ones that I've met and had experience with. I think it's most of, if not all of the primogens I've had some level of dealing with. And then I'd probably even include like who the sheriff is and who the other sort of prominent Ventru are, and kind of give her the general gist of things as I've gathered over the time I've been there.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. She will, or at least eventually on the travels, they will get to a point where you're near Munich and she will part ways. Where is it that Asta is heading when she gets near to Munich?
Where does she approach, and essentially how far? No, actually, no. She's going to be
relatively near to your actual house.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a bit dodgy about that area, what with the lightning strikes and stuff. So I think I'll just head directly to Valens, because that's the only lead I've got, really. I know that Valens it's fishy that he disappeared and that Lothar sprinted off, and there's nowhere else they would be unless it's the smithy, and I think Valens would be more safe at the house, so if he's not there, like, things are wrong. So, and also Crook might be there, and like it's a starting point, so I'll head to Valens.
As you are approaching the house, someone on a horseback will start galloping behind you.
Okay. Do I recognize him? Do I get an opportunity to sort of give him a look?
You turn and it appears to be your sire. He will slow to a trot as he approaches.
I will respectfully bow, and when I've bowed, keep my eyes down.
You're coming with me to Victor's now.
Of course. And I'll follow.
I'm glad to see that
Go to Victor's as well. Oh my god. Okay, sorry.
I am glad to see that you have returned safely from your trip to Rosenheim. I hope it was productive.
A new venture has arrived in town.
I will have to introduce myself at some point. Are you aware of their lineage?
Did she tell me?
No.
Okay, no, she didn't offer that information.
I am sure that they will part with it when they meet the prince. We are to make sure that you are well set up and that your needs are met so that you might flourish.
Sir?
Apparently Victor has discerned an area that is appropriate for you. He has fed back to me that no harm was done and that the area seems suitable.
Like, she's sort of kind of thinking about the moment she had in when she was observed. Does this feel like a moment she should tell him?
This does, especially with the impulse there from the dominator.
Yeah. I'll just fess up and say what happened. Does she have any suspicion that it might be linked to the dude she saw on the road? Like, that was clearly a hallucination because obviously others were with her.
It is a completely different person who apparently saw.
Okay.
We did have the conversation earlier, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Valens, I think it was when you were away from the mic and me and Valens were on our own in the hotel room, but that wasn't you.
They still seemed dead.
Oh, okay. So, because we talked about how I should probably have the conversation with Messiah about having seen a dead person. So I think I'd probably also fess up to that if we're in a sort of area that seems appropriate to do that. Obviously, I don't want to just be spilling my guts on the street. But I would say that I have also query as to whether I'm hallucinating or I might have hallucinated the thing. Please help me. I'm so scared. Kind of look in my eyes.
Seeing those who you believe to be dead is certainly not a good thing. There are many struggles that we have in our early on lives. I am sure you'll be able to make your way past this. It's a case of waiting and understanding what is causing these issues in your psyche. You will overcome this once you understand why. What is it that you think has led to your guilt?
A choice I made, or rather an action I let go forward that potentially brought harm to people who were not knowingly in the wrong.
Helping those who are truly in need is an important part of the paths that we tread. If you are simply going to let people die, that may be the issue. Maybe it is a case that you very much need to make sure you're proactive in protecting people.
Yeah.
Not everyone knows how to ask for help or knows they are able to ask for help. We are nearly at his home. Thank you for being honest with me. There was no knowledge of a Masquerade breach in that area. In fact, Victor was even commenting on the fact that no one even really noticed that you were there other than the fact that a tall and strong woman arrived in the area.
Thank you. May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you distrust me?
Why would I distrust you?
You have compelled me to speak to you when you asked of me at the party to speak to you when I believed that there was a breach, and I don't believe that is of my own compulsion. I think that you've used your talents on me.
I have used my talents on you. I wanted to make sure that no matter what, you suck me out. I trust that you would do it eventually, but I wanted to make sure you were aware that you needed to do such a thing.
She just sort of nods and says, "Sir." Just, yeah, nothing more to add.
And I am glad you've come forward. Those compulsions should fade now. You've done it once. I don't believe you will have the compulsion to do it again.
Thank you.
I trust that if any issues do arise, you know you can trust me and other clanmates to help you resolve the matters.
I'm starting to see how the Ventru help each other where other clans perhaps do not.
That is why we are here, as you approach his house and go through the front door. The ghoul will eventually go check that Victor is alright to take guests, and the two of you will be escorted up into his office. He is sat in the usual spot, and there are 2 chairs ready for you both.
I wait for my sire to choose seat before I take mine.
He will sit on the left.
I'll sit on the right. Before I do, sorry, did you say Victor was in the room?
Victor is in the room, sat in his usual spot.
I'll give him a bow before I sit.
A light nod is given by Victor. It is good to see you both. I've heard that you have been away, Asta. How was your journey?
It was largely uneventful. I got to see Rosenheim briefly, and a new venture has arrived in the city.
I will be glad to meet them shortly. Is there anything I can get either of you? Do any of you need hospitality?
No, thank you.
The site will also turn it down. I've asked for you to be brought here today as I wish to give you a small domain. One that I think is better suited than a village to someone of your status and stature. Do you think this would be useful to you?
Absolutely. It would be much appreciated.
The area I sent you before. No one that I feed from is ever there. So if you need it, or if you wish for it, I will be happy to give you that domain, for the time being at least. You will be responsible for protecting it, making sure that nothing happens in there that breaches the Masquerade. And you will be able to nurture those who visit it. The one issue you will have is, obviously, you don't actually own the building as far as the rest of, well, society is concerned. So you would just be a guest there for now.
Mm-hmm.
I trust that you'll be able to do well with it.
It is greatly appreciated, and I'm sure I will make the best of it. Subtext, she's not sure she'll make the best of it, but she'll certainly try.
Just keep practicing. It takes time to get used to what and who we are now. It is a difficult time. Is there anything at all I can help you with, other than that?
I was hoping to ask of you another service, if possible. I receive a great amount of wisdom from my sire, but he is, of course, in Nuremberg a lot of the time, and I'm wondering if I could perhaps come to you for some sort of lessons.
I am your primogen. Of course, I'm more than happy to teach. I'm more than happy to make sure you're supported. I have very little else I do at night other than wait here for people to come visit me.
Then I will start as soon as you're ready.
I'm having another portrait being done this week. So afterwards, then... after this week, come to me and we may start. You need to know what it is you need to know. I have plenty of knowledge behind me and I have a small collection of books I'm sure I can teach you from.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I have a proposition that Henrique and I have discussed. As you have noticed, I struggle with moving around. I struggle with actually defending my own domains. I need someone who is able to do more than just take an arrow. I need someone who is able to protect and look after the areas. All of the Ventru assist me in this. However, I believe as a neonate, this is an excellent opportunity for you to rise up. Are you wanting to assist me in protecting any of these domains.
Of course.
There is quite the vast area I cover. It is relatively sparsely populated. You do not have a right to feed in them, apart from the one I am giving you now. And other Ventru have, as always, assist in maintaining the collective domains that I have acquired over time. Make sure that you're able to look after people. Please, very much, avoid just slaughtering those who trespass. They don't know any better.
I remember our conversation.
Heinrich is then going to look towards Asta. Some of them may trespass too far. Know that your hand and your blade and your tongue should represent justice more than anything.
That is such a... What's, because I'm obviously looking at Victor most of the time, so I'm guessing I caught Victor's expression when Heinrich said that. What's Victor's vibe?
There is concern on his face.
Yeah. I am kind of like on a knife edge of whether, like, I'm definitely not showing disrespect. I'm trying to be respectful to both of them, but I'm not feeling what Messiah's got going on at the moment. Like, I'm feeling very much wanting to, I'm impressed by Victor. Like, he's never raised a hand. He's managed to use his influence to kind of diddle people's minds to get himself through, and it just feels like a lot less bloody than what I've gone through recently. So that, in the conversation about dominate, like, I don't know, like, there's some weird sort of pseudo trust in Victor because I'm not feeling great about Messiah at the moment. So, like, I'm kind of vibing with what Victor's got going on. I don't want to kill anyone unless he tells me to.
Victor will never tell you to.
Yeah, right. How far that would go, though? What if someone killed one of his extended family? That's super awkward. I'll just nod at what Messiah has to say, but keep looking at Victor.
Right. I will make sure that you're supported in these acts, but I believe that is all I really had to discuss with you, at least for now. Go and make sure that you're well acquainted with those in that domain over the next week. After such, my painting will be done, and then we might be able to teach you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
I'll probably give him a slightly deeper bow than I did when I first came in, but that's because I'm fangirling hard.
When you are leaving, your sire will stop you.
Okay.
After leaving the actual property.
Eyes are still on the fucking ground and looking at him.
You have been doing well. Victor has his ideals in the right place. However, he is extremely soft-hearted. He does not know when to draw a line in the sand. He has not been tempered by the same things that we are to be tempered by.
May I speak plainly?
Yes, of course.
He is not without influence. He is secure. He is comfortable. He protects those who need protecting. I fail to see the flaw. I see the difference, but I fail to see that it is inherently flawed. If it's not wrong, it's just different.
It is certainly different. If you are specifically looking for a flaw, I suggest you look into what that Gangrel has done and his reaction to such things.
Okay. The Gangrel?
The one that he is apparently requesting be brought in for justice.
And justice in this moment for you is the blade.
To a creature that has done that to our herds, his family, and the domain itself, yes. It would be one death to pay for many. But Victor does not see it that way. He sees it as a waste, no matter what. I do not know if he considers them just a resource that should not be squandered. But after he has existed for nearly 400 years, I doubt he truly feels for their plight. He is just worried that he will lose out.
Do you have any specific warning for me about how I should proceed?
As always, with caution. And remember that the important part is that you act with honor and you act with justice in mind. You follow the laws of the lands you are in. And do not draw attention to yourself unduly.
Nod.
Innocent blood should not be spilled. But there are certain people who are irredeemable.
Okay. Thank you.
It is a sad state of the world, but it is still the truth of it. But I presume that anyone else would say the same thing about their ideology, their faith. I will leave you in peace now. Good luck with your domain.
Thank you. I hope it's not too long before we next see each other. She saved her.
You will not. I will be in Nuremberg for some time. There are issues there I need to attend to, as toreadors are being looked into.
I believe we've been instructed to attend Nuremberg as well. We may arrive in the city.
There's plenty of time before that becomes a true issue for you.
Of course.
And he will get on the horse and leave. And I believe it is probably the time to call it, since it is now 11:15.
Yeesh.
So,
Oh my
Shall
god,
we-
I wish I hadn't made so much sense there.
shall we turn off the stream?